Hello everyone. Before we get into this episode, I need to go over a few things with all of you. First and foremost is that the events that happened at the very end of episode 52 was a mistake on my part. While it may not have appeared that way on stream, I was extremely tired, and my sleep-deprived brain made some decisions for me. My original idea was to give my players more time to explore the city and have some more fun there. However, I was thinking of some things that I had planned for the future, and when I realized we should be wrapping up the session, I blurted out what I had been thinking about at the time. So that's my bad. And since I still want to give my players the opportunity to explore the city further, I am changing what happened at the end of episode 52. Basically, everything that happened after Zeroth, Eurydice, and Rogar left the arena, that stuff didn't happen. So, now onto the second thing. Since episode 52, we have had a one-shot that kind of ties into this bit of the campaign a little bit, and two other episodes, episode 53 and this one that you're about to watch, episode 54. Being that I was on the road, we had to do some workarounds in order to try to be able to stream those episodes, and as it turned out, episode 53 only captured one of the players' audios on the recording. So I'm going to give a recap of episode 53 so that you know what happened between episode 52 and this episode. So, at the new end of episode 52, Jacob and Diana had been going out on a date. They had thus far been to the library and were making their way through town to get to their next date destination. Zeroth, Rogar, and Eurydice had just left the arena after their triumphs with prizes in hand. Now, during the course of episode 53, Diana and Jacob continued their date, where they went to a very busy and lively tavern. Excellent food and drink were brought to them by their attentive waiter, and they enjoyed a lovely meal. Afterwards, they spent time in a quiet spot in a very nice park in the city. Jacob read out loud from a storybook as he lay in the grass, with Diana curled up against him. As she began to get so comfortable that she nearly drifted off to sleep, Jacob prompted her awake and took her to the finale location for their day together. That finale was something to behold, as Jacob and Diana used Dimension Door to stand upon the roof of the Grand Central Cathedral of Pelor, where their view of the setting sun over the city and the ocean was a sight beyond not to be forgotten. Meanwhile, during the time the two lovebirds were on their date, Zeroth had decided that he wasn't a fan of poison and acid and the like, having nearly been brought to his knees by the poisonous blood of one of their foes. He decided to see if there's something he could either buy or make himself that would protect him from such vile substances. He also decided he wanted to armor up his fists so that he could do more damage with them, and so he met with a blacksmith and traded some labor and gold for some custom-made gauntlets. Rogar and Eurydice ended up doing a little shopping of their own. Rogar, deciding that he needed to start thinking of the future, desired to get a gift for the maid he'd begun forming a bond with, Giselle. He wanted something akin to a promise ring. Something that would let Giselle know his intentions were true and that he would return for her when the time was right. Eurydice offered counsel on the picking of the appropriate piece of jewelry. She did this by pulling a ring from her pocket that she'd had for as long as she could remember, and showing it to Rogar as a possible example of what he could get. However, when Eurydice held that ring, something strange happened. A name stuck in the back of her mind and wouldn't leave. A name that she knew must be from her past, from the time before she lost her memory. The name Lee. And while she still doesn't know what it all means, she knows the name is somehow significant. Rogar eventually went with a beautifully designed pendant that he described in detail to the jeweler as to how it should look, what stones to use, and what metals as well. They assured him that the custom pendant would be ready the next day. That is where we left off in episode 53. So, now on to episode 54. Hope you guys enjoy it. Once again, sorry for the technical troubles, but things should be back to normal now. Hope you enjoy. Online Gaming Group's 5th edition D&D campaign. We're glad you guys could join us. Once again, I am still on the road, as you can see, part of my lovely hotel room behind me. Yes, we actually have video this time, and hopefully you can actually hear this time, because, sorry, some technical difficulties last time. We only had some audio, but hey, like I said, I'm on the road. This isn't the normal setup. We're doing kind of the low-tech scenarios, low-tech sessions here, so to speak. But that's going to be changing here next week. Everything will be back to normal. And heck, tomorrow we'll be back to normal with the Tailspire Collaborative build stream, because I will be back home for that. So things are getting back to normal, and we'll finally have all the fancy, artwork and stuff like that we've had before. We'll be back to doing that. Couple quick announcements. As always, we got to give our shout out to our sponsor, Critical Hit Gaming Supplies. They are awesome website. Gaming supply needs. You need dice. You need miniatures. You need dice bags, dice trays. You need a map for your table that you can roll out and draw different terrain on and things like that for all your minis that you get from them to go on. They've got all that stuff. So go ahead and check them out, www.criticalhitgamingsupplies.com. And make sure that when you go to checkout, you use our code TOGG15, TOGG15, and you'll get 15% off of your order. All right, so that's that one. Next announcement, real quick, is that kind of mentioned the Tailspire Collaborative build stream. Want to also mention that on the 15th, so a week from tomorrow, we'll actually have Johnny Ree and Jason Roy, two of the developers of Tailspire, on the collaborative build stream with me and Klein and F, and I think Danelle will be in there too. So we're going to have two of the developers in there with us, and we're really looking forward to that. They're going to answer a bunch of questions that Klein and I came up with for them. They're going to build with us, have some fun. Probably spend a good 3 hours in there just having a blast. And then we'll open up questions to you guys in chat. So ask questions about them, about the product, about Tailspire itself. Also, a new update came out for Tailspire, and tomorrow on the collaborative build stream, I will be going over all of that new stuff so you guys can, get a look at what came out in actually the last couple updates. So we'll cover all of that in the collaborative build stream tomorrow. Got some other really cool things coming up. Again, not able to do it on this stream, but starting on tomorrow's collaborative build stream and our next episode stream the next Wednesday, and continuing on, we are partnered up with Valdrianth, or Rosie Raid, as she's also called, and her Raptor Pack team for Extra Life. We're doing an Extra Life charity drive, trying to raise money for that. And so we'll have some cool things on there to help track the progress, and we really want to raise some money to help out children who are stricken with illness in hospitals, and they need your support. We need to help as best we can, and so we want you guys to help us reach those goals. And as part of that, just to let you know, out of my own pocket, what I'm going to do is, for every subscriber point, sub point that we get, and if you don't know how those work, you get 1 sub point for a tier 1, 2 sub points for a tier 2, and 6 sub points for a tier 3 sub. For every sub point we earn from this point until the end of the charity stream on our channel here, I will match that dollar per point. So make me spend some money, guys. All right, so I think that's it for our announcements. And again, since we're kind of in the low-tech thing right now, we don't have our intro going. So just going to run into a recap real quick. As I mentioned, we didn't have the sound get recorded. I think it came out over the live stream last week, but it did not record. So I apologize for that. So if you tried to catch it on the VOD, you would have heard Eurydice, but that was the only voice that came through. So to kind of recap what happened,
they missed
Diane,
everything.
yes, you missed some really cool stuff, but it's okay. We're recapping it.
Diana and Jacob had a very lovely day together where their bond deepened as the two
Ooh.
went on an actual date. They went and spent some time together doing some things that both of them enjoyed. Going in to the library, digging up books, something that Jacob is very passionate about. They went to a restaurant, strolled through the streets, found a nice restaurant, sat down, and had an amazing meal, and one in which Diana, I think, may have found her new favorite drink. Uh, it's very, very sweet.
It is.
And
I wish I could actually
yes,
have something that sweet.
well, let's see. Take an entire bag of sugar, a gallon of honey,
And just
condense
drink
it
it.
all down. Condense it all down into a coffee cup, and then add like a little bit of alcohol to it. That's
Diabetes.
probably yes, exactly. So, but no, she found a really nice drink, and they had a wonderful meal. It was actually very well done, and they had a few laughs. And then they spent a romantic sunset on top of the Church of Palor, where Diana had teleported them via Dimension Door up to the top at Jacob's suggestion, as he was the mastermind behind the plan of how the date would go. And they went up on top and were able to watch the sun setting over the skyline of the city and into the ocean beyond the walls of the city. And it was very romantic and nice. And then from there, they returned back to ground and began to head back to the hotel. While they were on their lovely date, Zeroth, Eurydice, and Rogar decided, hey, we're going to do some shopping, with Rogar leading the way because he had something special in mind that he wanted to get. A very lovely pendant that he wanted to buy, which at first he wasn't sure. Do
You
I want a
he
ring?
bought a
Do I
promise
want.
ring?
Yeah.
Yes, he did.
Well, he wanted a promise ring, but he wasn't sure if he really wanted to get a ring. And then he kind of decided, looking at,
No,
the
Eurydice.
SS.
Eurydice
Well,
was the
yeah,
consultant, and she was like, "Well, why don't you get her a necklace
yes,
instead?"
yes,
And then you can get the engagement ring, and the engagement ring can match the necklace.
yes. Which was a very good idea that Rogar uh, absolutely jumped on and managed to find uh, what he thinks is going to be a very nice pendant that is being crafted for him on a rushed order, which is costing him a fair bit of coin, but it's for someone who's apparently growing to be very special to him. He's even allowed that person to touch him. It's crazy, I know, but it happens. And during that consultation with Eurydice, as she mentioned, instead getting a pendant, she happened to pull out a ring that she carries in her pocket and doesn't really know why. She knows it's hers, she doesn't know what it's really about. But when she touched it, something strange happened. A name popped into her mind. Something that she seems to have heard very recently, but almost as if she didn't. Something that she heard a lot of information about, or so she thinks she did, but she can't quite recall, that just over the last day or two. But now it comes screaming to the forefront of her mind. Lee. Lee. And she knows that this name is important. Somehow this name is important. At which point, without allowing Rogar and Zeroth to see, she slipped the ring on her finger. Zeroth, in the meantime, had been contemplating something to take care of, well, poison and acidic type damage, because that fight in the arena really put the hurting on him, and he wasn't looking to have that happen again. He managed to make contact with one of the local blacksmiths, and is trying to get a few things created. And actually, if you wouldn't mind describing once again what it is you want him to make for you.
So first off, it was just he's gonna be making a gauntlet for the hands, so I can do just a little bit more damage with my hands.
Mhm.
I haven't asked him about any resistant materials, anything like that. We were planning to go somewhere else for that.
All right. So he has been trying to get these gauntlets and everything, and you're going somewhere else for the rest. But he has been contemplating this idea of how to make this happen, and he has traded some labor, his own labor, in order to hopefully get the gauntlets done in a timely manner, so that he can have them and enjoy them, and hopefully use them to drive the enemy before them. See them screaming and dying and bloodied. Hear the lamentations of their women. I know that's not the exact quote, but you get it. Anyway.
Okay, so Zeroth and Rogar have advantage, and then DM has advantage.
Oh no, I
Oh,
was just
very
saying
nice.
thanks to the person for giving it to
Okay.
the DM.
Yes.
No,
Yes.
somebody
Oh.
Yeah,
gave
no,
you
someone
advantage
just
as
gave you
well.
advantage.
Yep.
Really?
Yep. Yes. Yes.
Oh,
It looks
shit.
like
Damn.
looks
So
like
me
Queen
and me
Kaya
and the
has given
DM.
you advantage. Yes.
Yeah, we both
Very
have
nice.
two.
And thank you, Asian Baha. I appreciate it. All right, and yes, low tech, so I actually have dice. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, so at the end of all of that shopping, Eurydice decided that she wanted, well, some kind of pet, and well, the
Animals?
group the group went to first the arena, thinking, ooh, maybe we can get a dinosaur. Riding a dinosaur around would be really, really cool. Unfortunately, the arena has said that that is not something possible, as those things are way too expensive. And unfortunately, they even lost a few thanks to someone taking out some of them, so much so that they could not be brought back. But those are the breaks. They don't have any, and that they can give out or sell, and that's not like they're really trained anyway. However, not being dissuaded completely, Eurydice decided to check out the local market area and see if there were any animals for sale, in which she did manage to find herself a very cute and very fluffy
Bubble.
little kind of white and tan floofy dog, about
dog.
the size of maybe a small handbag.
Did you
that
get a pom pom?
that
No,
just
it's like
that she held up, and it gave her just the cutest of little licks on the nose before she seemed to decide, I don't know, maybe not this one.
well, small puppo, and it might not be suited for road and long travel, and it is delicate thing, and it should have life of luxury.
All right. So that is basically where we left off, with Rogar actually still standing outside of the door of the arena, seeing if he can get any more word on possible exotic animals from them. Zeroth, I believe you were still working at the smith at this time,
Yes, I'm still working.
and Eurydice, you were still puppy searching.
Yes, Eurydice is having an anxiety attack over what dog she wants.
Mm-hmm. And Diana and Jacob, at this time, you're still on your date. And apologize, Jacob is unfortunately not here tonight. So I will be standing in for him. He's kind of in a stasis. I don't like
Okay,
to
so
do a lot. So, but basically, he's there to cast the occasional spell if requested.
Okay, because I know we ended with Diana and Jacob going back to the tavern for the night, because, like, they finished for the day. So everything they're doing is, like, backtracking just after the arena.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's been some time now since the arena, but it's not night yet, so they still have a little bit of time left for today. But it is starting to get later. It's probably about somewhere between 5 and 6, and because you don't have Jacob with you, you don't have the exact down to the second time. But you can judge by the position of the sun in the sky. It's about somewhere between 5 and 6 o'clock.
Alright, then I'm a mute and let y'all do what y'all were doing until we get to the next day, because there's nothing
No
for
problem.
me to do since.
Yep, and you can go back to cooking up that chicken,
Y'all.
y'all. All right.
She's been picking up on my drawl. Jesus
Oh,
Christ.
we're gonna make it happen.
Yeah.
We're gonna make it happen. She's.
I will say,
And
I was, when I was younger, I would binge watch Doctor Who, and then all of my thoughts would be in a British accent.
Oh, yes. So, all right. So the goals are get Diana talking with a southern accent, get Eurydice talking with a Russian accent.
No, no, I hate. No,
But
Wait,
it has to be a
apologize.
bad Russian accent too, by the way.
I can do bad
By the way,
Russian accent.
I
I just don't
apologize
like
in
yours.
advance. Because I'm gonna be constantly like turning my camera feed on and off to go in the kitchen to cook. I just don't really need you guys seeing me cooking.
No worries. No worries. All right, so that is where we left off for you guys. If I remember correctly, for Zeroth, you had promised to work till about 5 or 6 o'clock. I think that was about the time that you had agreed to labor with him, because it was about noon or so, and you said about 5 or 6 hours. And so right now, that is where you guys are at. You're kind of finishing up, helping out the smith. Rogar, you're still kind of waiting outside the arena right now, and Eurydice, you are currently holding up a little fluffy white puppy with its nose about an inch away from yours.
And I'm having an existential crisis because I don't know if I want this puppy or a different puppy, but
Well, think of its walking speed. Can it keep up with you?
that's kind of what I was thinking. Yeah. I don't want. I don't want to have to
a
have.
kennel of holding.
Yeah, I don't want to have like the purse puppy. As delightful as that would be.
What? You don't want a kennel of holding?
No, I don't.
It's like a portable dog carrier of holding.
No.
That sound rough.
I hate you.
I mean, honestly,
It took me a second.
now that I'm thinking about it, Nightmare just kind of disappears. I just assume Nightmare goes into like my armor.
Just
Well, see?
gets
It's just like that.
absorbed.
Just like they just get absorbed into you.
Such
No,
bad pet
not
owners.
really.
Y'all are just like, I don't know where the fuck my pet is. They're here somewhere.
Yeah, my pet's somewhere.
It's assumed, unless you specifically say I'm leaving them here or that they just kind of are, by your side, hanging out. And if it's someplace where it would be really, really awkward for them to be, like socially awkward, like, hey, we're invited to, dinner at the palace or whatever, something like that.
Oh no, I'm bringing my dog if that happens.
You get my point,
Right
like,
in the foyer.
Yes.
yeah,
Of
but no,
course, why not?
if it's something like that, I will probably bring it up, like, so,
Where's the
what
dog?
are you gonna do with so and so, But other than
I
that,
literally forgot I have a horse.
mhm.
Damn.
Isn't that fine,
Damn.
Steve? Though.
How many other pets you forgetting about?
Yeah. Yeah, it's my fine speed. Fine speed. Yeah, I guess it does. It's
Fine
faster than
speed.
me.
That's the cyberpunk drug cartel campaign. finest.
Yeah, it just stays there. Oh, it can talk to me? Oh, that's awkward.
It could give you relationship advice.
Like, hey, bro, you left me back there? Oh, sorry.
Fucking asshole.
I'm coming.
Yes. I don't know how to do a freaking horse.
I'm just now imagining this horse to have a Nigel Thornberry accent.
Oh god.
Smashing!
All right, so attempting to get back on track a little bit.
This is what I was thinking
So
of.
I'll go with Rogar. What do you want to do? Like, how long are you gonna wait to see if you get any more info or response, or are you going to push the issue? You know, like knock more. What is your plan at this point?
Yeah, Rogar's just. She said she'll be back, so yeah, he's just standing there at the door.
Okay.
Like, okay.
So you're standing there, and then finally, a little while later, the door opens, and the woman you have met, you know, on a couple occasions now, the seeming to be like the administrative, you know, manager of the arena, you know, handling the paperwork, the intake of people, etc. And she looks at you and says, yes. Once again, what exactly are you wanting? I mean, I know you asked about some of the large lizard beasts, which that is just not something we can do. But I mean,
yes.
Is there something else we can help you with? I mean,
Yeah.
we're not really in the business of sales.
You know what? Yeah, never mind. I can. I'll just steal your animals.
You say that out loud?
No. Rogar thinks to himself like, this is taking forever. Do you know of any what's a good guard animal that's, you know, easily accessible?
Well, I mean, many people get large canines. There are also, I mean, well, I mean, if you're looking like a military capacity, or are you looking more of a personal protection capacity?
Personal protection.
Yes, well, I mean, canines are used, you know, quite readily, easily trainable, and usually, you know, used in that realm in everyone's house, you know, or many houses at least. As far as much else, I think the strangest I have heard of, actually I've never seen it, but I did hear of someone who did have a pet tiger once. Don't know how safe that would be, but it is, I mean, it is something different.
Yeah, no, I think a tiger might be too much. That just seems like, hey, here's a pet tiger. I guess I'll go with a dog. Another dog. Not for me. Okay, where's the local
Y'all need to
dog
stop
pound?
getting so many dogs.
But doggos!
It's not for me.
You guys are gonna start traveling by like dog sled, aren't you?
Maybe.
Not for me, I swear.
Jeez.
I don't want another damn dog.
Yes,
One's hard
that's
enough.
exactly that's
We need
exactly the
5 more.
picture right there. You need that last picture right there.
That dog's
So-
not gonna protect me.
Well, how about we get two? We have 2 dogs, and then we find an owl bear, and then we can pull a sleigh.
The the owlbear would be comfortable with the fact that Zareth is walking around with an owlbear pelt on his body.
The owlbear
I
will be
mean, if I get him
fine.
in a cub, probably wouldn't bug him.
It'll
I
probably
might even be seen as
it-
mama.
Be worried about somebody using talk to animals. And the owlbear just going, "Oh, that's my dad!" Not realizing you're wearing the carcass of its mother.
Oh boy.
Well,
Well, I can't speak to
I
animals,
feel
so
like
it's
it's
not that
slightly
cool to me.
better than turning turning their mother into jerky.
Yeah.
All
There's
I
that.
know is I wish, and I should have thought of this because I'm such a heavy RP type. I got talk to animals, talk to plants, and talk to,
Dead?
no, well, yeah, talk to dead. But I feel like there's one more where you can talk to rocks. But I
Now
don't know
commune with
what.
nature.
Yeah.
Commune with nature.
Commune with nature, thank you. And because I saw something where somebody had all of those spells and was talking to everything in the fucking world. And they got so much information, and the DM got so mad at them. Because it's like they would walk up to a tree in a garden of an estate they were at, and they're like, "Oh, hey, how's it going?" And they learned all the juicy details about everything in that area from that one tree.
I'll tell you this. I would not get mad at that in the least bit, but I will say I have already experienced this as a player before, and it's exactly my view on it. But not all of those rocks or trees or any of those things are necessarily going to be the same intelligence level.
Yeah.
You gotta make
And-
sure you talk to the
or-
right rock.
or as observant as certain other ones. And plus, many times they're immobile, so they only have a limited field of view and things like that. So, some, if you get the right one, might have a great amount of information. Others, well, you might have just found the dumb rock.
And just imagining walking up to a rock and trying to talk to it and just eventually picking it up. Because Oak would do this if he could. He
Hell
would have
yeah.
talked to a rock that was dumb as fuck, picked up the rock and went, "This is my pet now." And nobody would understand why.
I would just
Would've.
advise, don't talk to a grapevine. You'll get misinformation.
Oh, okay. Alright.
I guess to put us back on track, I'll just walk away. It hit me that I could just give her
That's the original point.
my fine steed, because it doesn't ever leave. So I'll just
Yeah.
bequeath it to Giselle.
Okay.
I'll give it some commands.
Okay. Alright, so that's what you're doing. So you're kind of heading back towards the inn, or you...
Yeah, I think that's
Okay.
the last place I left the horse.
Okay. Yeah, it
Oh,
would
I
be in
started
like
crying.
this.
Yeah,
in
yeah.
the stables near the inn.
My head hurts.
Am I a mile away from the horse?
No. You're. The inn is like literal, like diagonally across the street from the arena.
Oh yeah. I
And
guess
so
I'll
you're
just-
like a
Need
few
to
hundred
talk to the horse.
yards.
I just want to do just for shits and giggles. I'll just mentally connect with the horse and say, I'm on my way.
Oh yes, very well, sir.
I was wondering. I was like, my horse is smart.
See,
Of
I would.
course I am.
My horse has three. I have 3 more intelligent, like, points in my horse.
I would have found it funnier if the horse was just like, "Oh, well, now you decided to talk to me."
Well, I forget half the
Been driving
time.
with you this whole time. You haven't said a damn word.
Whoa. I mean, it's only been like 3 days.
I've been with you for
Horse
3 days and you haven't
Calm
You
even
ever
down.
travel
spoken
with
to
somebody
me.
and not say a fucking word for 3 days, and then just conveniently look at them? Hey, how's it going?
I'm on my way.
Yeah, then I'll just head to my horse.
Okay. Okay, so you're heading over to there. All right, so going back this direction. So Eurydice, you got little fluffy puppy in your face, just like the picture in the Discord. It's got that tongue too. I mean, just hanging out like that.
Eurydice is thinking things over and knowing that a puppo like this deserves a life of luxury and not one of hardships. She puts it back down, and she's gonna look at the other dogs.
Okay. You put it back down, and
but she does give it a good scratch before leaving it.
Okay. And as you're looking over the other dogs, as soon as you put it down and give it a scratch, and when you move your hand away, it's up on its hind legs and it's like pawing at your legs, trying to get attention. So that's happening as you're looking upon these other dogs.
Stop hurting me!
And you see, out of the other dogs that are there, some of them are puppies. This one is obviously the one that you had picked up is a puppy. But they're various different breeds. You do see some larger breed puppies, but you also see some older dogs. They're definitely adults, but they're also not necessarily in the prime of their life. They may be a little older, because either that or they're just not excitable, because they don't seem to be jumping around and playing with all the puppies, and a lot of them. Some of them just kind of laying there hanging out. They're occasionally looking up at you. And you do see one that looks to be some kind of mix. You're not exactly sure what breed it is. It looks a lot like a Labrador, but it's got some features that make you also think that maybe there's some kind of, and yes, the regular dog breeds exist in the world just like they would here. But it's got some features like the ears are a little bit longer and kind of rounder on the ends. The legs are just a hair shorter than what you would expect from a lab, and you're almost kind of getting a feel of like a basset hound out of this thing as well. But it does have the coloration of a yellow lab, and for the most part looks like a lab, just a little bit stunted and different. And it seems to be just kind of laying on its belly on the ground. Lots of little different breeds of puppies jumping up around. One's actually jumps up kind of on its back a little bit and starts kind of tugging at its ear, and it doesn't seem to really care too much.
Eurydice is gonna go over to that one, and she's just gonna let it smell her hand, and then introduce herself, and then she's gonna pet it and just be like, hello. And just...
Right. As soon as you start petting it, it actually stands up, and now you definitely can see that. Yeah, it's a little bit shorter than like a normal full-grown lab, maybe like a couple inches, not a ton. But as it stands up, and you're rubbing its head, it just like starts leaning into it really hard, and it kind of starts, getting closer to you, and it's actually got its shoulder on one side just kind of pushing against your leg as it's trying to like rub its head against your hand. And meanwhile, there are little puppies still jumping all around everywhere, because you're in this kind of like, think of PetSmart.
Yeah.
When they've got the nice big cage and it's like, oh, it's puppy day, and they bring a bunch of animals for adoption and stuff. You're kind of in a little pen area like that.
Yeah.
And they're just all excited and running around, and they're just having a good time. This one definitely seems to be affectionate.
I want this one. This one is a good puppo. I'm getting this one.
Okay. So, you see one of the workers of this puppy extraordinaire extravaganza shop so to speak. And you kind of flag him down, and he's like, "Oh, you like that one there, huh?"
Yes, this is a good puppo, and I would like him.
"Oh, very well." He comes over, he kind of gives it a little pet on the head too. "Yeah, she's a good one. She probably only got about 5 years left, maybe 6. She's starting to get up in years, but she's very lovey-dovey."
Well, then I might as well make these the best years of her life.
"Very well. Will you be needing any collars or leads or anything like that?"
I'll probably need a collar and a lead for now, but yeah. But I could sort out the rest on my
Right.
own. Yeah.
So he goes over, he picks out just a simple collar, and really, I mean, the lead is nothing more than just a thin leather strap, actually.
Yeah.
And he puts the collar on nicely, attaches the lead, hands it to you, and he says, "That'll be 10 gold."
Okay. And she will hand over 10 gold.
And he says, "Can I have a moment?"
Sure.
And he kind of gets down on his knees in front of the dog, grabs her face and kind of, either side of her head, just kind of, rubs back and forth and puts his face right there, and he says, "You be a good girl, okay?"
No, Bobo.
And he says, "Right, sorry, kind of grown a little attached to her.
Yeah.
She's been with us for a while." "All right. Take care of her."
Onwards to your new temporary home. And I go back to the inn.
Okay. All right. Now, and I would turn to Zeroth, but I see an empty couch. So, while we are waiting for him, both you and your newfound canine companion arrive back towards the inn at about the same time that you see Rogar stepping around near to the stables on the side of the inn, and and Zeroth is back. So that's where you two are. You're basically, you can see each other approaching at about the same time. Zeroth, you have finished up working for the smith for the day, and he says that he appreciates all the help. It's really sped things up, so he can definitely go ahead and make sure that the gauntlets that you requested are moved up in the queue a little bit.
Right on.
And he'll see he should be able to get them to you sometime tomorrow morning.
All right, sounds great.
So he's gonna work on them this evening for a bit, and then hopefully he should finish them up in the morning. There's he's gotten enough pieces around that it shouldn't be terribly hard.
Okay.
And now, what would you like to do?
So it's about 5 in the evening.
Yeah,
5,
5, somewhere between 5 and 6.
Okay. I'm gonna head back to the tavern to see if somebody can help me find a stall that may have some form of poison-resistant material. I wouldn't really know where to go for that.
Okay. All right. So you head back, and coincidentally enough, all 3 of you are arriving at the tavern at about the same time. It's amazing.
What a
I don't know how that
coincidence seeing
happens.
you guys
I
here.
don't know how that happens. So you're all kind of arriving back at about the same time. You see, Zeroth, you see Eurydice with kind of a stubby looking Labrador. trotting along next to her.
She is majestic.
I never said she wasn't.
I know, but you said stubby.
Yeah, well, I mean, her legs are a little shorter.
Yes, and I will have the height complex for her.
You see, Rogar kind of peeling off a little bit and heading in towards the stables next to the inn. And then, as you guys get there, what do? You said you were going in to see your horse there, Rogar. Is there anything you want to do with your horse, or talk to it? Brush it? I don't know.
It's a fucking what is it? A celestial thing? I don't know what. I don't remember what I made the horse. It's a horse.
It's a horse.
If you do not properly care for the horse, you don't deserve the horse, regardless if it's a fey creature or not.
It doesn't care either. It has the same mentality as me. It's literally my unborn child.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm just going to explain to the horse I'm gonna leave it here. And
Can't you just summon it? I don't know how find steed works.
well, I'm leaving it here for Giselle, so Giselle has like a form of protection.
Oh.
Just due to my backstory, I'm just like.
See, we just need to let him explain further. He says the first 5 words, we immediately jump on him. He's like, "I'm a nice guy, assholes."
I'm not be like, you know what? I just can't have you near
I
me.
don't want a horse anymore.
Yeah. I would have to, dismiss it as an action and then resummon it as something else. That's just too much work. But yeah, no, I will.
You're telling it.
Yeah. If she's ever in trouble, oh god, you're gonna talk.
Yes. So, I'm to stay here then.
Yes, you're going to protect the future queen. You are a noble steed, and I guess if the going gets rough, we'll have to all 3 of us get together and come up with some signs that you can do. You're intelligent.
Well, yes, very intelligent.
Yeah, because she won't be able to understand you.
And when he says that, he takes his front hoof and he goes, "That is 4."
That is 4. But yeah, no, it's just if the going gets tough, I just need you to get her and just run. Just don't stop. If we ever get within a mile of each other, just keep saying my name over and over again. And then once I pick up the signal, if I'm ever that close, then we'll coordinate where to meet up.
How will I know which way you went?
Yeah, that's what I'm just saying. Just run. Just go whatever direction you feel like. If you get her to another town, might be safer. She'll take care of the finding me part. You just take care of the finding her part.
Okay. What does she look like?
Don't even worry about it. Later on tonight, I'll bring her by. I'll introduce you. Do you have a name? I know I'm supposed to name. Well, I don't know if I'm supposed to name you. You are a being.
Yes, I am. And yes, I do have a name.
Okay, well, we'll save that for later, so don't worry about it. I'll go get her, and yeah, from there we'll coordinate a plan.
Very well. And he turns and starts eating some more hay.
You know you don't need to eat. You're probably doing it for appearances. That's smart. We don't want to confuse her. It's already going to be confusing enough.
All right. So, Eurydice and Zeroth, you guys saw Rogar go into the stables, and as you're approaching the inn, you're kind of coming towards the front door at about the same time.
Zeroth, I got a dog. Look at her. She's beautiful.
What's the pup's name?
Her name is... And Eurydice takes a second. Daydream. We have a nightmare, so now we need a daydream.
Oh god.
Oh, Christ. Alright. I'm gonna bend down. I'm gonna start petting the dog.
All right,
It's a lot smaller than me.
Yep. You start petting the dog, and, well, the first thing is your hand is about as big as her head and shoulders combined. Like, that entire, like, front, about quarter of this dog is your hand as you're
That's like my
petting
cat.
it. Yeah. And she just leans into it as you gently pet her head and seems to really enjoy it.
Right on. So was this spur of the moment kind of purchase? Did you think this through?
I did in fact think this through. I was going to get a fine and delicate puppo, but I decided to get one that was more suited for the road.
So how old is this girl here?
Older.
Okay. Traveling on the road may be a little more difficult for her, so you may need to find some kind of way to
wagon.
carry her.
A wagon.
A wagon.
A wagon. Let's go find a little red wagon.
God.
Okay.
3 hours later, she's out there buying a stable, buying a cart from the stables. She's like, "Yep, that'll be it."
Oh, now we need a horse.
Do you have any food for the dog?
Dogs eat table scraps, right? You're saying as if this is like
Do you want them to become fat and unhealthy? Sure, why not?
Okay, then what's the proper diet? I've never had a dog before.
Then why did you get a dog?
Because I wanted a dog.
Well, go back there and ask them for advice. I don't have a dog, but at least I know you have to feed them correct food.
Well, don't they eat like meat or something? And they're carnivores or something?
It depends on the dog.
Oh god. I do research. Wait, Diana should know. She's a fox.
Technically speaking, yes, I would have a gist of what to feed a canine companion. Although my answer mainly is gonna be fruits, only specific fruits, and mainly meat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say rabbit immediately.
I
So
was
was I.
tempted. To be fair, it wouldn't hurt to train the dog how to hunt rabbits, so that way anytime we go camping, the dog can assist in getting food.
Besides, the guy didn't say she was old, she just that she was getting up there.
Okay, well, that could mean many things. How
Daedra
much
was
longer did they say they had left?
5 or 6 years.
Okay, that's not bad.
See? And
Well-
I can live for like an
Given that
eternity.
the average lifespan of a dog can range anywhere from 20 to 25 years, that's nuts.
Larger the breed, the shorter the lifespan, too, usually.
Yeah.
Like
And
15
you have a what
years
dog?
or less.
Basset Hound lab mix.
Labradoodle.
A Labrahound.
By the way,
Yeah, those only live about 10 years? 10 to 12 years?
And I had
So
a
you got it at
Yorkie.
halfway through its life?
Yeah, it's fine. It's middle-aged.
You can train it as a monk.
anyway, would you by chance happen to know where I could go find materials that might be poison resistant?
I mean, I've got an acid dagger. She pulls out her her dragon tooth.
Okay, I need material, not a weapon.
She puts the dagger away. I don't know.
Did you pass by any stables that might have had anything like
I don't know. I don't know.
that? Stalls, sorry.
Did Eurydice pass by any stalls that might have had interesting armor or something?
Give me I'm gonna say an intelligence check, because with your perception, you would have noticed a ton of things. It's whether or not you paid attention
Oh yeah.
to what it was, because
19.
it's a market. There's a lot.
19.
19. Okay. You definitely saw several places that seemed to be dealing with some kind of alchemy or something. They had various glass tubes, bottles, things like that with different colors of liquid. Some of them at points seemed to be like smoking or having some kind of vapor coming out of them. Others were just still, but there were several that you think, yeah, the possibility of having
I mean, I did pass.
that kind of stuff.
I think I passed by a couple spots that you might be able to ask questions at. I think I might be able to take you back to them. I don't know. I don't pay attention to locations. As observant as I am, I filter everything out.
Yeah, if you guys have been walking into the inn while you're talking, I would say by now in this discussion as you're having it, you would have made your way up towards the rooms. Also, Rogar, if your conversation with your horse wasn't terribly long, were you heading up as well?
Oh yeah, I would have head to the room.
Okay. Well, I'll say that as you guys are heading up there, you get up there and Diana's not there and Jacob's not there just yet. But the rooms are there. And if you decide to wait around for a little while, they may return. You don't know exactly how long until they do, but
I mean, we could probably go tomorrow to those places because it is getting later, right?
Yeah.
it is.
Okay.
They're
And
probably closed.
I also have new dog that we must
Potty
adore,
train.
and spoil immediately.
I don't think that's how you raise a dog who looks over at Nightmare.
And we must
just
introduce them
ignore
to. We must introduce Daydream into Nightmare. So
Wait, you named it what?
I named it Daydream. I named her Daydream.
Imagine neither of them are fixed, because I don't think that's a thing in this world.
Very interesting.
So what do you get when a nightmare fucks a daydream?
A daymare?
Chaos.
Wait, did you say a daybed?
Would it be night dream?
Yeah, a daymare.
I think it'd be a night dream.
That's a different kind. That's something that we don't talk about on kid-friendly channels.
We are not kid friendly.
Yeah.
Would it be a lucid dream if you combined it?
Yes. If she ends up with puppies, we have to name one of them.
Lucid dream. Okay. But when Eurydice gets a moment with no one around, she's gonna look at the dog. She'll be like, "Don't worry, your name isn't actually Daydream. Your name is Lee. I love you."
Oh,
Nice.
that's gonna be one confused ass dog.
Oh yeah. Your name is Lee, and I don't hate you enough to call you Daydream.
Yeah, everybody else will call her Daydream.
I don't know if Roger's calling.
And I'm too embarrassed.
The dog.
I'm too embarrassed to name you Lee. I don't know why.
I'm just getting ready. Just like, all right, we all ready? You guys got your dreams going? Come on.
It's Nightmare and it's a daydream.
It's still a dream.
All right. So while you guys are discussing the new arrival to the group's name, and petting it and adoring it, as you said,
And introducing it to Nightmare.
introducing it to Nightmare, who
Instantly
Immediate-
melts the dog.
no. He immediately. He is still basically a puppy. He immediately goes into play mode and starts, trying to play, and he's got the whole, butt up the air, front of his, body down. He's like, butt wagging.
Does he
He's like,
does he have the
"Ooh,
knife in his mouth?
Whoa,
Yes, he does.
I really have to get that trained out of him.
Yeah, how did that happen in the first place?
I don't know. This is how he came. Oh, and he does
Yeah.
have armor. Oh god.
Well, he has a box strapped
Oh,
to his
yeah.
back.
It's a box. So
It's a little box strapped to his back. It is not activated.
It'd be a little too big on him right now.
I just imagine just like kind of like a box that's a backpack at the same time.
This is...
Have Jacob and I gotten back yet? Like, is it late enough now?
Yes. Yep, I was just about to say, you guys come walking into the hotel, into the inn. You make your way upstairs towards where your guys' fancy rooms are. And
Diana just, the moment she walks in the door, she's just gonna pause and go, "Why is there another dog?"
Daydream is a delight.
Can I roll insight to see if Eurydice is lying?
you roll insight, Eurydice. If you are lying, which I know you are, you can obviously roll deception. And
Well,
let's-
technically Daydream is a nickname for the dog. I'm not lying about that.
But you said her name is, not her nickname.
Either way, she's not lying though.
yeah.
A nickname is still a name.
There's a difference between "this is my dog, blank" and "she goes by this and this."
Yeah,
I mean,
but you would.
technically my name is Rogar, but well,
I
I've
just wanna
introduced
fuck with
myself as Rogar. My name is supposed to be just Ro.
But no, she's just gonna look at the dog and then look at Eurydice and be like, "Why did you get a dog? We already have the black one.
I don't know. My heart
Do you know how to take care of a dog?
I can figure that out.
Do you know how to train a dog?"
It's an older dog, and she's already mostly. I got the information that she was mostly trained already, right?
You can assume as much.
Oh, I hope.
Better
She seemed like, she didn't seem too excitable. Let's put it that way. She seemed like she was calm.
She's a nice, calm puppo, and I will deal with everything when it comes. I will burn those bridges when I get to them.
Okay, you do know what she needs to eat, right?
I was gonna
Like,
ask
we
you.
already have to figure out how the fuck to feed Nightmare every single time we stop somewhere.
Well, don't we still have that owlbear meat? Or did that?
No, that's in the other city when we got yeeted.
Oh yeah. There's just an inn room full of owlbear meat.
Sounds like I need to go resupply.
Could be.
Dog aside, because apparently Eurydice has no self-control, what did all of you do today?
He got his girlfriend a promise ring. She points to
Whoa, you
Rogar.
proposed to her? You fuck a girl once and suddenly you want to get married?
Well, I'm pretty sure that's how most nobles. I don't
No!
know.
No, it's not!
Hey, look, I wasn't trained.
That must have been the best lay ever.
Like,
Yep.
I
You gotta put a ring on
I
there.
know.
Damn, mage hand included.
So you mean to tell me you fucked a random barmaid that I'm still questioning how that even happened, and now you're gonna marry her?
He was gonna get a ring, but he decided on this really classy pendant, and he's getting
Yeah,
it
it's a
custom made,
pendant.
and it's
Yeah.
actually really cool.
And the way it sounds is he's not like doing it right away.
He's gonna
There's
wait.
Yeah,
going to
there'll be
some
time.
It's a promise ring. It's not a promise pendant.
I'll have to borrow Zeke. Jacob for
Am I
some
the
time.
only one concerned about the fact that Jacob and I have been traveling together for well over 2 years, and we just started to be a thing, and you sleep with one person, and now you're gonna get hitched?
Well, you're different.
Am I the only one
Okay.
concerned about this?
You two had a slow burn romance. Sometimes it's just it's
Yeah.
shotgun.
That's just we just know.
And Jacob actually says, no, Diana, let's not go airing our personal stuff.
I'm pretty sure they don't give a fuck, and I'm pretty sure at this point they've been trying to keep track of everything just for the sense to be able to stand there and say, I told you so.
I'm just glad everybody stopped saying kiss him already.
Yeah.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
Now we'll just start saying other things.
Yeah.
Get married already.
No!
Have kids already.
God, no.
Where's my nephew? Where's my niece?
I'm sorry, you want me to reproduce? You want me to bear a child? You think I would be a good mother?
Yeah.
I have an
No!
inkling.
You're a good mother to all of us.
That's because all you are lost causes to a certain degree, and I'm the only one with just a little more sanity than the rest. Aside from Zerath, I'm pretty sure he's more sane than I am.
Yeah, you made a pact with the demon.
We don't talk about that.
think
I don't know what you're talking
That brought
about.
you down a lot of levels.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You
Nope. Didn't happen, didn't hear a thing. I don't know what you're referring to.
Really? Then where'd my 9 trees go?
And she's gonna point to Eurydice and go, she made the circle.
I did make the circle. But she
I
made the
would
deal.
evoke the blame for that fucking thing.
But she made the
Either way.
deal. she made me do this.
Look. The point being,
This is problematic.
everybody has that one moment in their life where they panic and do something they shouldn't do.
I think I
Mine
did
was
that in a
summoning
previous
demon.
life.
Rogar's is getting married. Eurydice is probably gonna be mass murder in some random city.
Rogar's
that would be
having
fun.
a midlife crisis.
Yeah, no. This is,
I'm sorry, I'm like
You know-
100 and something. I'm going
I've heard
through
people
an
do
existential crisis right
shit,
now.
get
So
drunk on a horse.
yeah.
You
Your
know,
Eurydice
that's
is
something
definitely going
stupid.
through a midlife.
I'm not even a
You're
midlife
promised
crisis.
Poor girl.
She's compared to you guys, she's like just 20 or something. Comparatively,
In elf years, vaguely.
yeah.
So,
Elves live for a long
You
time.
bought a promise ring. You bought a dog.
Yeah.
Zeroth, what did you buy?
Gauntlets soon. Hey, we all did buy something. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, it turns out we all know someone named Lee too.
Oh yeah.
Huh?
We all know someone named Lee.
Yeah.
We do.
No,
do-
it's just
do
just
you?
the
us.
three
It's
of
kinda
us.
like
Yeah.
an exclusive club
Yeah.
right now.
I knew someone named Lee in my past life. He was attached to this ring I have on my finger.
I have a childhood friend named Lee. Lee to be exact.
Lee. Little.
So, again, getting hitched, dog. Zeroth, what did you buy?
I haven't bought a damn thing.
There is faith in humanity of this group.
I went and I helped the blacksmith with his with making some swords and stuff so that I can get gauntlets.
You know
So,
what?
you bought your-
Productivity.
Also, would you by chance know of any good material stalls
In this city? I don't know them. I don't know specific stalls, but I'm sure if I go with you, we could find something, and I could probably tell if somebody's, like, lying to you or trying to, like, pull the rug from under you in regards to what they're trying to sell you.
And I could always
Well, if they're trying
intimidate
to
them
pull
into
the rug
selling
out from
them.
underneath me. I'm pretty heavy.
It's a figure of speech, and they're off.
It just hit me, Zero. What are you looking for again?
I'm looking for something that might be poison or acid resistant. That or
Would-
I want to go.
Would Diana know?
Eurydice
Would Diana
slowly
know-
brings out her dragon tooth dagger again.
Would Diana know?
Something that protects me, not hurts me.
She puts it back in. She just wants to
All right,
show off her
Diana.
pretty knife.
Thank you.
Diana, go ahead and ask your question.
Would Diana actually know of any like specific creatures or animals or whatnot that could be used to make poison-resistant stuff?
Roll a history check.
While she's doing that, I'll just look to Zeroth and be like,
Actually,
23.
Actually, it would be Arcana. So just instead of the history modifier, add your Arcana modifier.
They're both
to the-
5, so I got 23.
Okay, 23.
Can Eurydice make an Arcana check for that?
Yeah, and anyone can if they wish, if they're proficient in an Arcana.
24.
That's a
Okay.
no for me.
that's a no for me as well.
So
Here, I'll
both
just
of you would
swipe
know
on
that there are certain varieties of dragon that not only are able to spew forth like poisonous clouds or acidic sprays, but they are also resistant to such things. And so that would be one thing. You have heard of some other creatures that also possess that. Usually, you think it falls more along the lines of most creatures aren't resistant to those things in general. However, there is a much higher likelihood that they would be if they use either acid or poison as a defense or hunting, natural mechanism for themselves. So, possibly some types of snakes may be that use poison may themselves be resistant.
You mean
Some
venom?
Yeah, venom. Basically, it's poison. It all classifies as poison.
But it's not poisonous, it's venomous.
Yes, I know.
For the
But-
sense of
For the
I know,
sense of-
I'm trying to be
Yeah.
annoying.
Well, good job. No.
Thank you.
Yeah,
look,
I'll
just
look
because
to,
she's the youngest doesn't mean you need to pick on her.
yeah, I'll look to Zeroth and be like, if you like look out the window and you aim your head like slightly around the corner, there's a huge ass magical building. I'm quite sure you could find resistant stuff there, like
Oh
a
yeah,
potion.
Jacob told me about that. That's actually where he did some of his schooling before the war. They might
Yeah.
actually have some enchantments and whatnot that could give
Yeah.
you magic resistance.
I
However,
also
wizards are stingy, so everything's probably really expensive.
it is a
Hey,
teleportation.
I don't
for
use any
Pokemon.
magic though.
You don't need
no,
it.
No.
You drink it.
don't need to be able to use the magic. It's like a potion that will give you resistance, so you just drink it, and or they can enchant what you already have.
Yeah.
Well, that sounds
So,
boring though.
Well, it's just one option for like
It's
a
also
temporary.
a really expensive
I mean,
option.
Technically, we could do that. We could get the potions, and then
I
when we go
mean,
fight the creature that has poison
Yeah.
resistance, we can use
I
and
it.
could
then
also
live.
try.
Bam.
I could also
Yeah.
try to get in touch with an old friend of mine and see if maybe he knows the location of any poisonous dragons, and we can just kill it and take the scales.
Cool.
You make it sound as if that's a
Although-
walk in the park.
But
Have
I'm
you
more
never
so,
killed a dragon before?
I'm more so looking at the fact of I don't think he'll tell me where I could find a dragon to kill it, given he's a dragon, so it might be kind of like conflict of interest.
No, dragons are pretty selfish.
I don't
Trust
know.
me, I know a dragon.
So do I.
I know you're talking about the dragon, you know.
But
But hey, look, we had the same thought.
mine actually isn't like he's pretty to a certain degree selfless. He just gets bored
Oh.
very easily.
My dragon doesn't.
Yeah, the way we met him was in the middle of a desert after solving a bunch of riddles.
I met mine in a cave.
Yeah, that
But on
seems
another
more.
note-
more
Diana's story is cooler.
Thank you.
My dragon doesn't actually exist. I'm just making this shit
But-
as I go.
No, we could go look at the stalls. We could go talk to the stingy wizards. Although
Rogar,
Wizards, what are those?
weren't you saying about something about the stingy wizards?
Yes, I need you exactly to do your little make prices cheaper thing. Because
Me or
the
Diana?
wizard- No.
Jacob.
Oh, wait a second. I guess I could
Yes,
bring
and
both of
actually,
you.
That's my.
Now,
Well,
here's the thing.
He could duplicate
The
all the
only
money.
problem
or...
with that is he can only do it to the items he already has in his possession that we're trying to sell. Because I'm pretty sure if we walk into a tower full of magic users and try to use magic on an item they're trying to sell to us and then try to tell them, no, it's actually cheaper than what it is, even though they themselves have already researched and looked it over, pretty sure that's not gonna work.
I was going more for intimidation or persuasion. Not.
Yeah, I repeat the factor of a giant tower full of a bunch of magic users.
But couldn't we?
Who
I
do you
only
think's
met
gonna
one.
win? The entire tower or 5 people?
But couldn't we use the infinite money trick?
So the problem with the infinite money trick is he can only do it for one bag, and if he tries to make a second bag, the first bag disappears.
Well, then how big does the first bag have to be for it?
Only about 500 gold pieces.
Shit. How much money do we need?
A lot.
I would repeat what he said. I know there was a 5 in there, and
I think it was
a lot of
25,000.
Yeah, it was 25,000 gold.
There we go.
So...
Also, just heads up, I was just clarifying some things. A little bit more information with those rolls that you got, the 23 and 24. You would actually know that the types of dragons that are immune to like poison or acid, like green dragons, you know that green dragons are have immunity to poison, not just resistance, but full-on immunity. Black dragons and copper dragons have immunity to acid, and you would
Boys,
you would know
remember
that that some people have in the past actually, very fine armor smiths and things like that have been able to use dragon scales to create things.
Quick question, was Soon a copper or a brass dragon?
He was a brass dragon.
Okay. But,
You would also know in general about dragons with an arcana roll that high that typically, everybody's different, but typically the metallic dragons tend to be the nicer ones. They're not necessarily as cruel. They can many times be aloof and
wait, which color?
and full of themselves. The metallic dragons. So all the different varieties of metallic. Gold,
So the really
silver,
shiny
bronze.
ones?
Yes, gold, silver, bronze, brass, copper, those. The chromatic dragons, red, black, blue, green, all those tend to be cruel, vicious, and downright evil. So
My
you
dragons.
know, yeah, and you'd know that, yeah,
He's a
he's
jerk.
probably an evil bastard.
Yeah, he said
Not
my mom
always.
was bad.
Not always, but in general, that's just kind of in their nature.
But
If you ask that question out loud, there's Zeroth. It depends on the size of the dragon and how damaged it becomes during the
I
fight.
mean, if you guys want to give me like an
Okay.
hour, I can try to talk to Soon and just automatically see if that's even a capability. But I give no promises. So do you want me to try, I just
Yeah,
gotta
go
meditate for
for
like
it.
an hour.
I mean, we've got nothing else to do. I'm probably just gonna go down to the bar and get a drink. Maybe get
Oh, I need you to try this! And Diana's immediately gonna pull out the flash she bought earlier that day. And she's gonna be like, fair warning, it is really, really sweet. Like, really sweet. It's so good, though! She's like so excited.
Okay then.
Do you want to try it? It's ale. Really,
Sure.
really good,
I'm not
though.
a big fan of sweet things.
You'll like it, trust me. I'm standing 10 feet near you, so you get a +5.
But no,
This will
so
probably
Diana,
be one of the easiest saves you've ever made.
yeah, Diana will open it and she'll actually pour a little bit for like all three of them. Not a lot, but just a little for them to like get a taste of it. And she'll give each of them one of the glasses. Like, it's so good, guys. Like, I'm not even
Make
kidding.
sure
It
you're
is
standing
so
next to me.
sweet.
So, do you guys drink it?
Eurydice downs it like a
I
shot.
guess so. Yeah.
Okay, I'll need Constitution saving throws from all of you.
We all get +5, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I need my calculator.
So +5, so I got 24.
16
It's too
7.
high, way too high.
16.
Uh,
Oh well, then yeah. I have 16 + 7.
Okay, then it's 12 plus 7, so I've got 19.
Wait, you're also +7?
21.
Yeah.
Damn.
I've got a
Wait, is it
Okay.
+7 and then +5?
No. I'm +7.
Okay.
I've
Everyone
hit-
gets-
I also have a +7.
Oh, so yeah, you'd
Ev-
have +11 then, right?
No,
8,
if
9, 10, 11,
okay.
12.
Did you add in the +5 from Rogar into that +7, Zeroth?
Well, I did, and then you said it was too high.
No,
So
no,
it's
I was,
24.
He was
I was,
fucking with you.
I was fucking with you. I was
Oh.
saying that's 24. That's too high. That's too high. It's just.
I got
Okay.
a 21.
Oh, that means I got a
Alright.
22,
Excuse me.
23.
Okay, so all of you just down this drink, and it is extremely sweet. I mean, really, really, really sweet. So much so that you're almost overwhelmed by it. It's almost too much. But then as it slides down your throat, you're catching all these different fruit flavors that are coming out of it as kind of the aftertaste of it, and it is delicious. I mean, this is like nectar of the gods. This stuff is good. And are you gonna tell them what it's called, Diana? Do you remember?
What was it called? I was out
John
of it that
Diabetes.
session. John's what?
Diabetes.
Diabetes. Yeah, I got it. Jacob and I went out to dinner to this one little cute restaurant place that we found, and it it was called John's Diabetes, I think.
I
It's
have
so
a feeling.
good.
Cool. It's
I
great,
wouldn't
but
trust
now I've got a
anything
headache
called
from how sweet it
diabetes.
is.
This is up my alley. I'm down.
Diabetes?
Yep.
Yeah, no, I think I'm gonna go settle for the ale downstairs. That wasn't bad, but I don't think I can drink all that.
Yeah, I've got a headache now.
I went through two full, like, tankers of this. It was so good.
You're
And-
No
insane.
wonder it took him so long to get back.
And Jacob says, "Yes, it was a decent flavor, but to be honest, my teeth hurt and it gave me a headache."
I've got the headache right now.
Jake, the only one who did.
Anyway.
Didn't have
Like,
to
it-
try.
I need
it's
to go get
good.
my headache away.
Meditation.
But it's
And
like too
Diana's
sweet, and my head hurts.
but no, Diana's gonna look at Eurydice and go, so given the mistake that I made, would you be willing to sit by me while I do this in case something tries to eat me when I pull this out?
Eurydice thinks for a moment, and she weird flashback moment to when the demon came, it like to like the dream, and it was like, I want this, and it was pointing to the rock that Diana was holding, and then like flashback into the reality. She's like, sure.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay. And Diana's gonna go sit down, and she's gonna be holding the stone tightly in her hands like she's done every other time. And she'll
Okay.
start meditating to try and get in touch with Soon again, like she did last time.
Eurydice will sit right next
Just
to her.
don't summon a demon this time.
Yeah.
Eurydice will sit right next to her, and she will have Lee come over and, snuggle and be a good dog.
Okay. So you're sitting next to Diana, and you sitting on the floor, Diana? Like cross-legged, or are you sitting?
Yep.
Okay. So
Cross-legged, back
you're-
straight. Her hand is kind of in front of her stomach, holding the stone tightly in both of them.
Okay. And Eurydice, you're sitting next to her, and then Leah's by your side, laying down, just kind of leaning up against you. What are you two doing, Rogar and Zeroth?
Plan to go down to the bar and get some food and a drink.
Okay.
Yeah. I have to go get Jezebel. I almost said Jezebel.
You mean
Giselle.
Giselle? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
she
So
can
you go walk over to your room to go get her.
Oh wow.
Okay. And yeah, it's so far away. And you walk down to the bar. There's Zeroth. Now, up in the room where Diana and Eurydice are, Jacob decides to give you girls some privacy, and he actually heads down to the bar with Zeroth, just to keep him company. I need a wisdom check from you, Diana.
Just straight wisdom?
Straight wisdom.
That was a check.
Nat 20. I got a 22.
Jeez, nice. Okay. So you begin concentrating on the stone as you've been, getting better at this. Your focus is becoming more honed. This seems like a familiar path now. Something that almost draws you in. It's more natural. As your focus tightens in, everything around you starts to slowly fade away. And eventually it is black. And then you find yourself surrounded by what seems to be a sea of stars, little pinpoints of light all around you at various distances. And what are you focusing on?
Soon, specifically.
Okay. One of those points of light seems to shine slightly brighter than the others. You reach your mind out to it, and it seems to pull you toward it, as it seems to extend itself towards you in turn. You reach out your hand and you come into contact with this light. And all of a sudden you see, for just a moment, blackness, and then what looks like a desert landscape far below, as if you are somehow floating above it. But not floating, gliding, cutting in and out of the winds, swooping down, soaring back up.
Who's gonna make her
And
motion
you-
sick?
And you just feel this elation fill you of being at one with the air and the air currents, and as the thermals rise from the desert floor, you seem to bounce gently off them, kind of using them, playing with them as if you were almost in a dance, and it is exhilarating. And then you hear in your mind, "So, you are visiting me, I see."
That worked so much smoother than the last time. Am I in you? On you? How is this?
You are improving. Perhaps with time you get even better.
I'm trying. Anyway, there was actually a point to me reaching out to you. So, weird question. How upset with me would you be if I asked you where to find a poisonous dragon to get some scales to create some poison-resistant armor? Would you be mad at me?
You wish to kill a dragon?
Well, not kill. If there's a way I can just like pluck some scales off it or maybe barter with it, I would much prefer to go that route.
I need you to make a Constitution save.
Oh fuck. $18?
Okay.
And I have no
Because
modifier in it, so
Because this absolutely, it's like the loudest sound think you've ever heard, as it just bombards your mind. It almost hurts for a moment, and you realize it is laughter, as Soon is just, he is howling with absolute, hilarious joy and laughter.
you don't need to make fun of me.
And he calms down a little bit. He's like, I am sorry, little one. It is just that the type of dragon you wish to go to, you would be needing to kill it to get its scales.
So is that a no?
You want a green. Those
For poison? I thought the green was the acid.
No, green is
Okay.
poison. You want the green. They are, let us just say, not very nice.
Are they the black sheep of the family? Is that what's going on?
No, that would be the black one.
Oh, come on. You had to let me try to get some kind of a pun, and you just ruined it.
Well,
So,
I like
green
the riddles,
dragon.
though.
So, green dragon. You're not telling me no, however, you are snickering a lot, so that tells me the chances of this working is slim to none?
You would need to find a young one.
Would you happen to know? Okay, backpedal.
They live in the swamps. Look in the swamps.
Fair enough. And you wouldn't be mad at me for us going after one?
Again, he laughs a little bit. Not nearly as loud. And he stifles himself. I do not mean to make fun of you. Please do not take it like that. It is just, I have no love for green dragons.
Okay, I just want to
They
make sure, because I don't want to,
very
like, cause a
annoying.
rift between you and me because of the whole, hey, I killed a dragon thing. So, I just want to make sure you and I will still be good.
I have killed many of your two-legged peoples.
You know what, to be fair, a lot of them are just horrid, so I can't blame you.
And we dragons are no different. Some suck.
You know what? Fair.
Now, I would like to continue enjoying my flying
Oh, yeah, of
without
course.
having to think on who's
Yeah,
in my
that's
head.
fair. Anyway, thank you again, Soon.
Goodbye, friend. And you feel yourself not ejected, but gently pushed, almost like just a friendly "thank you, I need privacy," as you find yourself again surrounded by the field of stars. Now, Eurydice.
Yes. I was paying attention.
Mm-hmm. I need you to make a wisdom check. Straight wisdom check.
17.
Okay. While you're sitting there next to Diana, you find your eyes getting heavy. And they begin to close.
Oh, no.
And for a moment, everything goes black. You feel a familiar sense of fear rise in you, being surrounded by darkness such as this. But the darkness scatters into a field of stars surrounding you, as if you're hovering in the middle of just an ocean of pinpoints of light.
Can she see Diana in there?
No. And you cannot see her. As you look around, you see one of the lights seems to be getting brighter and brighter. Almost as if it was someone with a lantern approaching you, and all you could see was the lantern light, and it's just getting closer and closer. And then as it gets closer to you, you see that the light is actually taking shape. It takes the shape of an older elven woman. In fact, very old. Very, very old elven woman. And it gets closer to you. And you don't so much hear with your ears as in your head. Granddaughter, what are you doing? Why do you follow such wayward paths? Don't you know? He is evil. He will only bring you pain. Look for the light, child. Look for the light. And then, all of a sudden, all of the light around you, these little pinpricks of light, seem to rush forward at you with impossible speed, slam into you, and it goes completely black once more. And then you realize the only reason it's dark is because your eyes are closed.
Oh,
You
shit.
open your eyes, and you are sitting again next to Diana.
Diana completely leaves the meditation. While she's, like, after she leaves talking to Soon, would she go back to the room with all the stars? Now that she's gotten better with, like, focusing in her meditation, going in and out of it?
You can, you know, as long as you're focused, you
Yeah.
can start to, you can make it much easier. And this, let's just say the nat 20 on the wisdom check, that took you a little step closer to being able to do this much easier.
So, if she can get back to the room with all the stars, she's going to...
Well, that's where you are currently.
She's
That-
gonna
that's
take a
what it-
moment, and she's figured out a way to comfortably get to Soon because she's connected to him before and because he's a close friend to her. She's going to take a bit more and she's going to focus in on all the memories of the twins and try to reach out to the priestess sister specifically.
Okay. So I will need another wisdom check for this.
Dirty 20 this time.
Okay. As you focus in on Kaya, the priestess of the two twin elves, you begin to feel more than see. One of the lights off to your left and a little bit behind you seem to get brighter, just a little bit. And as you reach out for it, as you have before, it's a little bit harder to get to this. But you do eventually make contact with this light. And you hear, "Hello? What? Who's there?"
Yeah, it's Diana.
"Where are you?"
Long story short, I've gotten a lot better with meditation.
"I've never heard of meditation doing this.
It's
This is
complicated.
quite, I should say."
The reason
Are you near?
No, we're still in we're still in the South Cut capital.
South Cut?
Yeah, we're
How
pretty far.
did you get there?
Magic.
Well, we kind of did a bad, and bounty hunters teleported us here because apparently taking religious property from a selfish lording bitch is illegal.
Yes, taking someone's property would be illegal.
Well, here's the thing: there's no actual proof that she owned the item, but the item belonged to the church. Anyway, that's not the point. That's not why I'm contacting you.
Okay.
I have some downtime, and I made a very big mistake in a state of panic. And ever since I've met you and your sister, I haven't been able to get that goddess of yours out of my head. So I was wondering if you might be able to tell me a bit more, because it's gotten to a point where I don't know what to follow anymore. And every single time I think about it, I keep going back to this.
Interesting. But not surprising. It's actually sounds familiar.
I made a very, very big mistake, Kaya. One that resulted in a contract that has my life on the line.
Now, not the same, but let's just say I wasn't born a priestess. I did not make any contracts like you, but I made my share of mistakes. And Saloon seems to find those who need her most. And I too know what it feels like to have your thoughts turn to her More than you would have thought possible when you question what it is you believe.
I don't know how to pray, and I don't know the meditation I'm using is already in of its own right sketchy, but I want to try because I've never been religious, and there are others in my group who are, and I'm starting to think. The more I think about my home, the more I think of her. So I might as well bite the iron stick while it's hot.
That is a very curious turn of phrase. I don't think I've ever heard that one before. But I will say that prayer to Saloon is not, well, unless you are one such as myself, a priestess of her. Prayer does not need to have any specific form. It is just something you feel in your heart. You express your desires and your adoration for the gifts that she gives. How you choose to do so is up to you. She will know where your heart is, and if it is pure and true. So find that which gives you joy and allows you to share that joy with her and thank her for it.
Diana is going to like all Kaya hears is like this immediate gasp of like a light bulb went off in Diana's head, and she's just pure elation is in her voice as she goes, "Kaya, you beautiful bitch, I just figured it out. Thank you so much."
And immediately as you say that, the connection, the light that you were holding, seems like the connection is just very thin and very hard to hold on to. It's almost like it just kind of fades away gradually back into the starfield.
Once she's in the starfield, she's gonna drop it and she's gonna come out of the meditation because she immediately puts the stone away and then takes out that sheet she's been writing on, trying to figure out the different music notes and everything to try and create the composition. And she's gonna turn to a different page and she's just gonna immediately start scribbling across it.
Mm-hmm.
And after a good like just 20 minutes of just scribbling, of just like the first things that start popping into her mind, she's gonna grab her harp and actually start to play the notes she just wrote down.
Okay. Eurydice, when you open your eyes, at the same time you open your eyes, you see Diana's eyes snap open and she immediately, puts the stone away, pulls out this ream of papers that she's got music notes and things all over, and starts working on that and grabs her harp, and she just seems like she is in a creative frenzy.
And Eurydice is still kind of in shock from what just happened. He's just gonna watch silently, pet her dog, and just have an existential crisis.
Okay. So, while that was going on, which, if you had stuck around to watch Rogar or Zeroth, you would have actually seen both of the girls' eyes close for all of about 10 seconds.
Seconds? All of 10 seconds?
I'm still making my way down the fucking stairs to go get my
Yeah,
room.
Yep.
Rogar's like, I'm going to my room.
Yep.
This seems boring.
Which, with your room, Rogar, basically, by the time you got to the door and opened it, is when they snapped out of the meditation. So you get to your door, and what do? Are you just going to your room? Are you trying to find Giselle, or
Yeah, I'd be
what
trying
is
to
it exactly?
Giselle.
Trying to find her. Okay. Well, if you head to your room looking for her, you actually see she is in there, and she has, she's been tidying up the room, setting some fresh linens out,
I forgot this is her job.
and she goes, "Oh, you're back already. I'm glad."
The voice!
It's been so many hours. Yes, I need to borrow you for a few minutes. I have to I got you some gifts. One right now, the other one's tomorrow.
So, you've got me gifts?
Yes.
Oh, I kind of feel bad now. I didn't get you anything. Unless there's something I could maybe do to say thank you.
Okay, I'm taking. Okay, goodbye.
You
Don't
poor
understand, but
Oh,
no, you're fine. This is.
I can still hear you. That's the sad part.
Yeah. No, it's fine.
if you really want
Keeping
something,
it PG.
My,
Keeping it PG.
my
oh please!
courting is just something that I study.
Just
and I'm
scream
pretty
when
sure,
I'm needed.
I'm sure I'm supposed to like give gifts and yeah.
Well, I look forward to seeing the gifts. But you really didn't need to.
It's my moment. I read the chat for a second. It's just what's ingrained into me. It's what I vaguely remember from the classes. My other mom, my mom too. I don't know if we have stepmoms.
Mom too.
My
Yeah,
mom, that's not my official mom. She made sure that my grooming was a little bit better with trying to draw attention.
So would that be your mother from a different brother?
Yeah, and another sister. But they're dead, so I guess
A mother from another brother. Wait.
I guess she's really all that I know, so I guess she is my real mom. She didn't birth me. But yeah, we just have to head to the stables.
All right. Can you give me a couple minutes? Maybe I could meet you down there in like 15-20 minutes. I still have a couple rooms I need to finish.
Let me. No, I don't know that spell. I was like, do I know Unseen Servant? I'm still checking. No. I was like, you need help. Oh, I can't cast it as a ritual. Never mind. I do know it though. Yeah, I will. I'll just head down to the bar and maybe have a drink or two with companion. And then,
Okay.
I'm putting these
Oh,
back on
me
in
too.
good faith that you won't do anything stupid anymore.
You're good now.
I told you, you're good. There's no naughty
Yeah.
going on.
Yeah.
Rogar doesn't do that.
I only imply.
There ain't no shake and bake going on here.
Yeah, I know.
This may be an adult channel, but I only imply that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I know.
I'm not gonna describe any of it.
Anyway, moving on. I mean,
But no. So does Diana see Rogar like come back out of his room?
Aren't you still in your room?
I don't know. Did you leave
Yeah.
their door open when you
No.
left their room? No.
I
So
remember.
no, you
Well,
wouldn't.
because Diana didn't like go in her room. Last time everybody was talking and whatnot, it was kind of like the rooms were attached to like a little common area.
Okay, so you stayed in that common area.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, you'd have seen him coming out of his room.
Diana's gonna be like, Rogar, quick, before you go anywhere. One, I figured I did get information about the dragon and where to find one to kill it.
Amazing.
Because apparently none of the other dragons like the green dragons.
Yeah,
And
the blue
two,
dragon
can
told
you-
me that.
can you do me a favor? Can you listen to this piece really quick with Eurydice? Like it'll be really short, please.
Yeah, I don't see a problem with that.
It's just I was talking to Kaya and something she said it just immediately clicked in my head, and I need other people to hear this.
oh yeah,
Okay.
and you just see Eurydice. She's just like staring emptily at like a wall and petting the dog.
Okay.
I think Eurydice is broke.
Just facing a wall.
No, like no, she's just staring at a wall. Like she's like dissociating really hard right now.
Yeah. We I think we lost Eurydice. I'll take her out back.
Hey.
My
Yeah.
dad taught me to.
Eldritch Blaster.
It's lame. I gotta shoot it down.
I feel bad.
Eurydice will shoot you down.
We can see. I take half damage from you.
She'll stab you then.
Mhm. I don't have to take half damage from that.
Exactly.
I can still. I have to rest first.
So if you take half damage and half damage, would it still be detected, considered full damage? No.
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 That just broke my brain for a second. I was like,
Yeah,
"Oh,
no,
half make."
Oh yeah. If it's like half damage, like if you use Eldritch Blast and it's like 2 of the Eldritch Blasts go to one person and they only take half damage from magic, would that and they only take half damage from each of those blasts? Would it just be considered full damage for just one Eldritch Blast?
Yeah, that's pretty much what my
No.
brain
So,
was.
No, that is not how it goes.
guys,
You get one hit. It's like for 1 damage. The other one hits for like 24. I'm like, it takes the first one.
yeah.
so because I know you're gonna ask me to roll it, I did roll her performance check for this,
Good.
and I'm gonna show you.
Oh jeez. Did you roll another friggin' 20?
I
Wow.
got 31.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Wow.
That's a good little song.
I need to take D&D Beyond away from you. Alright, so Diana starts playing this music for you guys. And do you want to describe what the music is like?
So, because Kaya told her that it's meant to be something that is supposed to bring her and others around her joy or happiness, or something she likes to share as a way to give to them what they've given to her. And so the way the song starts out is surprisingly gentle, and then it'll turn into a more somber, almost lulling tune before it begins to carry and pick up the pace and turn to more jovial and upbeat, and something that automatically resonates with those who are listening as a tune that just immediately relaxes and allows them to think of nothing but happiness rather than being lost in their own heads and
Eurydice will
thinking
start
on
crying.
everything they've gone through prior.
Eurydice will start crying because she's never really been happy before.
Like, I don't think Rogar's ever been happy. Well, no, when he was a child, he was happy.
Eurydice
It's
doesn't.
like
Eurydice doesn't remember happiness.
it almost feels like when you come inside from a really blizzardy day and you can just immediately curl up in front of a fire with very nice warm furs, have a
And
really
hot
nice
cocoa.
hot cocoa, some
With
nice stew.
marshmallows.
It's like it's just really comforting and warm and happy.
Can Zeroth hear this too?
Probably not from downstairs.
Well, it's only
'Cause I don't know
literally
what to
been.
describe as happiness.
It's
for
only literally
something.
been 10 seconds or so since you
Oh
went
yeah,
there.
you
I
would still be in the room.
I would say, well, no, he would be on the stairs, but
Didn't you say it takes an
I'd
hour?
say you-
Yeah, she said like she spent
I
like 20
thought
minutes. 20
It would
minutes.
take an hour.
She spent like 20
Oh,
But
minutes.
she did
Oh,
spend
she
like
spent
20 minutes
you
writing.
spent 20 minutes. Okay, so yeah, you would be downstairs.
Because pretty much I don't know what to describe happiness for Zeroth. Hunting.
I know. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, I remember when I was a child, and then after this, I'm
Well,
really
because the
sad.
way she has the
Well,
way
how's
she
this
has
one
the
going?
music sheet set up for you guys to understand
I
is
hit my mom.
it starts off as like gentle and bouncy because she was thinking of her own childhood before her father died. And then it turned into a more somber tone because she was thinking over the years of when she had to travel with the caravan and figure out what she wanted to do with her life and everything. And then it started to pick up the pace because of everything everyone has been through as a group with the constant city to city fighting, the stones and everything else. And then it turned into the very jovial and happy and upbeat, warm tune because she thought of where she's at now with everybody in the group as her family, and you guys are the one that brings her that happiness now. So it's a piece that is like directly written for you guys and towards her newly growing faith towards Saloon.
And all three of you that are right there, yourself included, Diana, not only do you feel much happier, you
Jacob
also
hear it too, since he's just in the other room.
Jacob was.
Oh, Jacob
Jacob went
That's
down.
right.
He went down with Zeroth.
And she
You
is
all-
using the Anstern harp.
Yep, I know. You not only feel much happier, but you feel invigorated. All of you take 10 temporary HP. And you now have advantage on wisdom saves for the next hour.
Oh my God.
Cool.
So helpful. God, I can
And that's only because of one, your description, and the fact that you got a nat 20 on this. I thought it deserved a little something
Not
extra.
gonna lie, I was expecting to roll really, really shitty. So the fact when I saw the 31, I'm like, no one is gonna believe me that I rolled this
Yeah.
unless I show you guys that I
Yeah.
got this.
Look at Cooper.
He's being a twitchy boy.
So I figured it deserved
Does
a little
this
something
also-
extra.
Does that also go towards her attunement? Because she used the harp?
It does a little bit. It's
'Kay.
You're getting there.
I'm
Your
trying.
XP bar
getting
went
it.
by that much.
Yeah. Like that much, which isn't bad considering it's only out of this much. So it's you're good. All right, so that's what's going on up in the kind of common area for all the fancy rooms. Zeroth, you're down in the bar having a drink with Jacob. And what are you doing? Are you talking with him about anything? Is there anything that you wanted to do while you were down there?
Nothing really specific. Honestly, I'm just probably thinking about getting my gauntlets tomorrow. Trying to think of possible animals to hunt. I'm kind of just zoning out.
Okay. Not saying anything about what your thoughts are with Jacob?
No. I'm just kind of thinking in my own head.
Okay.
I'm not surprised.
And he just kind of sits there. He's having an ale with you, sitting. He actually has one of his books out of his pouch, and he's just kind of looking through it, taking some notes.
Is he looking through it, or is Harim looking through it?
Harim's looking through it. Well, Harim's on his shoulder looking at it as he's kind of taking some notes and marking certain things, changing pages. Go ahead and give me a perception check, Zeroth.
Okay. I got a 16.
Okay. So, with that, let me just double check something. Hold on. Okay. With that, you happen to see, as he's thumbing through some things, there are some pictures in there.
And
You
a
see-
picture?
Say that again, you broke up right at the beginning.
Is he gonna see the Diana picture?
You're not there. You don't know.
No, I'm curious.
Well, we're about to find
Well,
out together.
Then shush and listen. So, you see some pictures in this book. One of them you see is clearly an owl bear, and there seems to be, some notes underneath it and everything. And he's flipping through, and as he's going through, one in particular catches your eye. It looks like a fairly large snake, and as you're looking at it, you can see it looks like in this diagram, this drawing, that there is clearly, in fact, you know what, I'll say give me a survival check.
Okay. Got a nat 20, 24.
Oh, beautiful. All right. Yeah, you can clearly see in this drawing that there are poison sacs behind the fangs of this very large snake. But it's a little bit odd, the snake. It doesn't look like a normal snake. The head of the snake almost looks a little bit more humanoid, the face on it. But other than that, it just looks like a extremely large cobra in relation to the little reference drawing of which you assume is human, drawn next to it. But it's clearly got poison sacs.
I just got like major Final Fantasy flashbacks because of those fucking big ass Nagas you have to fight in it.
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking. Hey, Jacob. What are those exactly, and where can we find those?
What, this? Yes, this is what's called a Guardian Naga. Let's see, it says here, as he looks through his book, ooh, quite dangerous.
No, really.
Very, very large, and, ooh, they spit poison.
Great.
And, oh my. is quite troubling. They apparently can cast spells. This is a very interesting creature. Let me see here where I could find one. Yes, it could be in, well, swamps, deserts. Really, it looks like they can live in most environments. Could be mountains, in caves, quite a few places. It looks like they could potentially be found.
And what kind of region are we currently in?
Hey Shelby, we just need to find a specific bathroom with perfectly lined up urinals.
Lost. Yeah.
Wait, is that a
current
Harry Potter reference or?
the current terrain that you're in, you're basically near the ocean. So you're on, a beach area. It is, however, as you kind of move inland from this, there is quite a bit of hilly type terrain. Mostly plains, kind of rolling hill plains. There is some forests in this area. Jacob explains that. And if you'll give me a second so I can pull up the map to see exactly where the rest is in relation to you, I can give you a better idea of it. Forgive my slow
With so many
computer,
side quests,
but
guys.
it's
I'm having a lot of fun with this.
Okay, so let's see here.
It's almost as if we're in an open world RPG.
I know. Have you talked to the cat with the exclamation point above its head yet?
Khajiit is
Khajiit has
cried!
Yes, I was waiting for it.
We went 2 different directions.
So, yeah, it's mostly like plains and rolling hills right in this area, Jacob explains, but he says that the hills and forests get a little bit more intense, little higher hills, not quite mountains, but but very, very tall and hills. It's very it gets rocky, but there's also a lot of forest in there. It said that just to the kind of the west and south of Paneum, you can get into some very rocky and mountain-like, just smaller. It's more like just really, really big hills. It's almost like having a foothills with no actual mountain range.
Ah, so Texas.
Yeah, there you go. Good way to put it.
Gotcha.
So there's a lot of that.
You mean the Piedmont region? A region of
yes.
gently rolling hills?
Yes, there you go.
See, that's the thing you learn about when you do state history in 4th grade. You never forget when they teach you the Piedmont region, which is gently rolling hills. Just like the
Never learned that.
Just like
I didn't.
just like the mitochondria is
That's
the
gotta
powerhouse
be
of
like
the cell.
a Gen Z
Yeah.
thing.
Hey, it's the powerhouse of the cell, damn it.
No, it's just the state I grew up in. It's just they taught us about the state and all it's like the state history. Did you never have a state history section in your
No.
Really? Wow. Okay.
You also have
Yeah.
to remember, up until 7th grade, I literally moved every single year from the age of 6 all the way to 7th grade. So 1st to 7th grade, I moved to a different state every single fucking year.
Okay, that's
Damn.
fair. Someone has an echo,
No.
and I don't like it.
I remember state history, but my state, it was basically, yeah, we got a lot of lakes. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
ours is
about
pretty
it.
much. We got a lot of silver.
Yeah.
We got
while-
all the lakes.
While they're talking, after Diana finishes her piece and whatnot, can she go like, can she take Eurydice with her and Rogar, if he so chooses, to go down and find Jacob and Zeroth?
Yes, but they're not done talking just yet. So that's what Jacob explains to you is he kind of goes over the details that he does have on this creature. He says that it does look like they have a fairly potent poison, and that he suspects, he doesn't have any proof, but he suspects that creatures with this kind of a deadly venomous toxin that they release would most likely have at least some kind of resistance, if not flat out immunity to it, because especially since they spit it, because it would be too easy for them to accidentally get themselves, and that would be a very poor way for something to naturally develop. It doesn't seem like that would just track, so he's thinking it's definitely something with some kind of either resistance or immunity to
I mean, to be fair, we didn't really evolve very well. Everything can kill us, so...
That's not true.
Well, would you say that if we cut into this, would it spray blood, or would it spray acid or poison? Because that troll
is a very
almost
good
killed me.
question. That is a very good question. I do not know. But oh yes, trolls, the nasty things. I don't think this is quite the same.
Okay.
I mean, different species and all that. I doubt that would have the same defense mechanisms.
Okay. So do you think that would probably be in the area though? No.
It's possible, quite possible. To the southwest, if we, perhaps, looked around in that region where there's possibly some caves and that in those hills. They possibly could, live around there. I don't know. We could also ask around. I don't know if anyone else would know such things, but we could look.
Okay. Well, we can definitely ask around. If there is one in the area, do you think everybody would be willing to help by chance?
Well, considering you've had our backs, I don't see why we couldn't have yours. I would be in. I can't speak for the others, but I wouldn't doubt it.
Right on. Well, let's ask them then. Let's see what they would think about it.
Okay. All right, and so Jacob takes another small sip of the ale that he basically only took about 2 or 3 sips the entire time while he was into his book, and actually kind of looks at you and is like, "Would you like to finish it if we're going to go up?"
Why not?
He slides it over to you.
Kind of wish I actually had a beer now.
Same here. So he slides that over to you, and you guys start heading up the stairs at the same time. Did all 3 of you go together? Eurydice, Rogar, Diana?
Before they actually went down, Eurydice would have pulled Diana into like the room that her room, and
Okay.
Eurydice would have just while you were doing your spooky mind thing with the rock.
Spooky mind thing? Meditation?
I don't know. I wanted to.
No, I get it. Continue.
I also had a spooky mind thing happen to me. Shut up.
And Diana's just gonna hold her hands up and go, "The point was to prevent the demon from popping up."
I don't think it was the demon.
What do you mean you don't think it was the demon?
Well, I was in like this weird field of stars.
Whoa, wait, what?
Yeah, and this old elven woman came up to me and said that I was her granddaughter, and that I know I'm going down the wrong path, and that I really shouldn't be.
I mean, to be fair, I've been using the stone as a catalyst point, so it's entirely possible you were able to use it as well. I mean, it's not person specific as far as I know.
Yeah, but what about the grandma thing?
Look, Eurydice. Just because you can't access your memories doesn't mean they're probably not there at all. So as far as you know, and as far as I could hazard a guess, it either was your memories and or you used the stone as a catalyst point to talk to somebody from your memories. I've gotten in touch with Soon, Kaya, my mother. I've even used it as a way to try and pinpoint where you guys are. I mean, it's not far-fetched to say that probably was.
But it's
Not to mention, the area you were in, that's where I end up when I meditate using the stone. I end up in a giant field of stars. As far as I've seemed to be able to gather, every single one of those stars is a person I have a connection to. And when I focus on a specific person or a specific thing, that star will begin to glow brighter and I can reach for it. Or it can reach towards me, vice versa.
Okay.
You're probably used it as a way to access who you were, or at least somebody who knew who you were.
Okay, but here's my thing. I was nobody before. The demon has literally told me I was no one.
Yuri.
I was just a simple thief, and
Yuri, look at everything that's happened so far, and given everything that we've dealt with, I would trust what the demon tells you on who you were as far as I could throw it, and seeing as I can't even touch it, I ain't gonna be able to throw it either, which means everything he tells us is jack shit.
yeah,
He's
but
the
I have
prince
no one
of
else.
demons.
I have no one else to believe right now.
Then believe me. We are your friends. We are the ones who are traveling with you and helping you and protecting you. And in turn, you help and protect us as well. Fuck the demon at this point. You and I will cross that bridge and figure out how to deal with it when we get there. But he doesn't know who you are. I do.
But he knows
I know
who
exactly
I was.
who you are.
He knows who I was, and that's kind of just as important right now.
Then look at it this way. You and I will figure it out together. I will go with you every damn step of the way to figure out who you were. And if he tries to say or do anything, we'll figure that out when we get there, but I'm not going to take it lying down. Just because I'm a canine doesn't mean I roll over very easily, so...
Are foxes canine?
Yes, foxes are canines.
Okay. I got distracted.
So...
That was me asking, not Eurydice.
Yeah. No, that's fair. So, I get it. He's the only one who has ever told you anything. He's also a demon. His entire premise is to trick and manipulate and lie. Jacob and I figured that out after the fact when we did a little more research on it. Everything he tells you is probably a lie to control you.
But that means he does know who I am if he's lying.
Who cares? You and I will figure it out together. You and I will figure out the actual truth. I don't care how much meditation it takes, or how many archives we have to go through, or how many cities we have to find and tear apart, or anything else. I will go with you every step of the way to figure out who you were.
At this point, Eurydice is subconsciously rubbing the ring that is on her finger right now, on her ring finger, and just like she very quietly says, he can know who Lee is.
Then we'll figure out who Lee is together. No more relying on the demon. I made the mistake in asking you to begin with. And it took Jacob pretty much almost literally beating sense into me for me to realize what I did wrong.
Getting aggressive.
And now that I've connected those dots, I'm sorry for asking that of you.
I understand why you did it. I really do, and...
But no more relying on him from the both of us. We have the pact, we will figure it out when we get there, but no more relying on him. No more summoning, no more magic. You and I will do this together without him.
I can't just revoke him. He's my
You're
patron.
right. Currently, we don't have the strength to. But he doesn't have to be the main point. I'm finally understanding more about my own home life that I suppressed. I'm finally connecting with things that I never thought I would be able to. I found somebody I want to spend my life with. I found somebody I want to have a future with, and I've built a family I never thought I could have.
Jason, I hate you. Thanks for ruining it for me.
Yeah. So, I don't give a damn how strong the demon is or what kind of connections. We will find you something else. We will find you anything we can that's not him. And tomorrow, before we leave anywhere, you and I will do another meditation session. Try to reconnect with that light that found you, the person who's saying she's your grandmother. Let me help you the way you've been helping me, and let me be there for you and help you find who you actually were without him.
But I don't think I was the one who summoned Grandma Eurydice. I do not think I was the one who did that.
It might have unintentionally been me for you. I don't know. Either way, we'll do it together. We don't need him. I know for a damn fact we can do it.
Okay.
So you with me?
Yes.
And Diana will just like hold out her arms like this, just waiting for her. She's like, you have to give me at least one hug. Come on.
Eurydice will give Diana a big hug. And
Now, I did figure out a dragon, so we need to go find the boys, because as much as I really don't want to, it's time to go to the swamp.
cool, I have this dragon tooth jagger that I can finally test out. She pulls it out while they're hugging. Just like,
Please don't stab me.
I won't, but I just have this nice dagger that I want to show off. And it's a dragon tooth, and it's pretty. There's acid damage.
So, let's go find the boys, and tomorrow morning you and I will do another meditation session.
Okay.
Alright?
Okay.
And no more demons.
Well, yeah, I won't
The
purposely...
most we're gonna do is the very base that is needed to make sure he doesn't kill us.
So,
Past
basically,
that,
sacrifice people to go.
regrettably. But past that,
Wow,
no more asking for favors, no more asking questions, no more reaching out to him. As far as you and I are concerned, he no longer exists.
Okay,
Deal?
deal.
Alright. Onward to find the boys!
Onward. Eurydice is kind of having another existential crisis.
All right. So, as you go out to find the boys, you see Rogar's still there. So you found one. And
Too
Zeroth
bad you don't have
and-
milkshakes.
Yes. And Zeroth and Jacob are just topping the stairs as you guys come out of that room.
Diana's immediately gonna start just jumping up and down and delight, going, "So I did get actual answers. I know where a dragon is."
Where's the dragon at?
Swamps. I specifically got told if you're looking for a poisonous dragon, look in the swamps for the green younglings, because they'll be easier to kill than the actual adult.
Hmm.
But their scales will still do the same thing that we need.
Well, Jacob was just telling me about a Nagi thing. and it's,
Naga?
Yes, a guardian
Yeah,
Nog.
that, yeah.
Did,
Yeah, he
did
was telling me
Jacob
about that.
suddenly
and
And
turn
apparently
Russian?
that
holds-
might be in the swamp as well.
He actually holds
So-
up his book and to the page and says, "Right here."
Does Diana remember any stories and or legends / tales about Nagas?
Give me a history check.
Didn't you already do that before? Because we saw that one Naga a long time ago. I know I wasn't there, but Galder was.
24.
That was an illusion.
But she still rolled for it, I think.
No, I
20
didn't.
No, she didn't. 24. You know pretty much what Jacob has said, what's in the book, that they spit a poison that is very, very deadly.
Would she have
They
remembered
also,
any tales
No,
of
hold
like
on.
how to kill it?
I'm getting there. They spit a poison that's very deadly. They also have the ability to cast magical spells, some of which are pretty powerful. And they're pretty darn big. They're not the biggest snakes that exist in the wilds. There are some that are absolutely just enormous, but they are definitely big. I mean, you're looking at 10 to 15 foot tall in that range. When they're kind of up, they take up a decent amount of space. They also have a very vicious bite, and they are intelligent, quite intelligent. As far as killing them, you kind of going back in your mind, you're thinking of maybe old folk tales of creatures like this. And you go, well, I mean, there was a tale of a young boy who managed to spear one. It was kind of a little heroic tale of a young boy who, got lucky and used his little spear to defend his family and speared this guardian Naga thing and managed to get it right under the jaw, up through the head, and it's dead. But that's kind of the only thing you've really heard. Right?
We can either try to fight something that is extremely intelligent and can cast magic, or fight something that is extremely intelligent and can cast magic.
Which one of them is smaller?
So which option's which option?
Do dragons know how to cast magic? I did not know my blue
The
dragon
fully
knew how to
grown ones
cast.
do.
Oh.
We're
Well,
going after younglings, right?
I don't
Yeah.
know if the younglings do or not, is the issue. I mean, we can always just ask around the town tomorrow while we're looking at the vendor stalls and see which might be around.
That's what Jacob and I had thought about doing. Is we're gonna ask around first, see if anybody knows the area, maybe some local hunters, maybe something like that.
I will say this much. We're gonna really want to make sure we're stocked up on a bunch of health potions before we go, and antidotes, because that poison's not something you fuck with.
would
I can
most hope
protect
so.
one person.
From what I remember of a couple of stories, there was this really tiny tale of a kid who was protecting his family from a naga, and apparently the underside of it is probably the weakest, because that's where he was able to get the killing blow, was like right in its underbelly, right under its head.
Okay, so aim for head.
Not aim
Underneath
for
it.
the head, aim for the underbelly. It's kind of in the same logic of a snake, where like its underbelly is the softest, weakest point.
Okay.
Or are we killing a giant danger noodle?
Pretty much.
Why do I have the inkling feeling that Nagas do that? Aren't they like a group of things? Like when
Well,
you
I
see
know
one, there's probably
dragons-
more than one.
Well, here's the
That's a
problem. I
hydra.
know the youngling dragons are going to be in a group, and
What?
mama dragons don't like leaving their younglings around. So if we try to attack a youngling dragon, we're probably going to deal with the brothers, sisters, and the big old mama. And I love you guys. I'm pretty sure we'll get our asses kicked.
About Naga.
So we can aim for the Naga. As far as I'm aware, Nagas aren't in groups. They're generally by themselves, hence why they're considered guardians, because they alone protect whatever area they generally live in.
Yeah. Could Roger? I mean, he just bullshits everything. Yeah, I'll just keep going with the lies.
I'm gonna roll insight on you one of these days.
I made up so much about this dragon. I know. Yeah, I don't know if the dragon I knew was young, old, or is that the only option?
Okay,
Young or old?
Insight that one, because you can generally tell if a dragon is young or old just from the size.
If you look at I mean, like at the a scale of a dragon, I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure they consider a young dragon could be like over 100. Because they're not babies. That's a wormling.
She's gonna
That's
point to
not a
Eurydice
different
and
thing.
goes, "She's over 100, and
I'm not
she's the
saying that in
equivalent of an
character.
angsty teenager."
I'm not saying that in character. I'm not sure if like a baby dragon is called a baby dragon. I thought they were called wormlings. This is all out of character stuff. I don't know if that's actually true.
Oh, quick question, because you brought that up. Would Diana know that Guardian Nagas are more so on like a good spectrum?
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought they were evil.
No, you with your roll 24, you would know that when you think about that story a little bit more, you're starting to remember that the whole reason that Guardian Naga attacked that family to begin with was because that family had purposely gone out and hunted down and killed its babies.
Yeah, so one more thing about the Naga, guys. They're called guardians for a reason. They're not actually evil or bad creatures.
Maybe we can ask it advice for poison-resistant armor.
I mean, I was actually about to suggest they're insanely intelligent. We could probably just
We appeal
ask
to it. We
for
make it our god. We worship it.
We
I don't
could
know if I
just
could do that.
ask for some of its scales. See if it'll rub against a tree, and if any are loose, just knock it off.
Are we gonna get enough to cover him?
Well, I don't think you need a... Well, here's the thing. If you use the scales properly, you can probably get the scales either embedded in and or smelted down into different types of armor,
I
which
thought
will
you
spread
wanted
the
to stab
resistance.
him with the scales.
No!
I was gonna say I will help with that. I've
So,
wanted to try to hammer a scale.
we
into a
could
person.
always ask first.
Yeah.
Okay. Does anybody speak Naga?
Yes.
I know enough languages. I could
I'm assuming he speaks
probably get
Celestial.
something.
Either way, I'm still gonna say this now. I want to fight something.
Okay,
Mhm.
how about
I like the peaceful approach with good creatures. That's fine with me. If we can talk them out of some scales, cool. If not, I'm ready to kill.
now? Here's
The
the
whole
thing.
point of this was to go hunt.
Yeah, here's the thing. There's no guarantee that it's just gonna be a waltz up to the Guardian. We're probably gonna have to fight other shit on the way there. And or if we get information about the dragons rather than the Naga. Green dragons are considered the assholes of the dragon family and not good creatures. So those you can just free reign kill. Now, like I
My
said,
blue
I
dragon's
don't
an
think
asshole.
we're strong enough to take on a group of hatchlings and the mama.
Okay, that's why you lure them out. Try to separate them. You don't just
What would
walk
you
up
lure
to their
them out
home and
with?
knock on the door. I don't know, a fresh kill.
I
Diana's ears are immediately gonna go back because her brain instantaneously goes to use the fox as bait, and she doesn't like that idea.
Well, I'm not gonna use you as bait. No, like kill something large in the area and try to get them to come over. You don't just walk up to their door, knock, and go hi.
You know what? Fair point. Okay, tomorrow, after we wake up, Eurydice and I has something we need to do. After that, we'll go out to the town together, look at those vendor stalls to see if there's anything, or if they're just all like snobby, sneevy assholes. And while we're out and about, we can stop by a hunter's guild if we can find one and see if they have an open access area. And ask around about some dragons and possible ways to not die via dragon. Or the Naga. I'm very heavily voting trying to talk to the Naga first, because
I mean, I'm not really scared of the Naga. I mean, anyone who stands 10 feet near me shouldn't be that scared of the Naga. But the people who don't stand 10 feet near me, there's nothing I can do about that.
one thing I will say is before we go into whatever area we're gonna go into to talk and or fight whatever we're gonna talk to and or fight, just a little bit ways back before we enter the threshold, I'm gonna put up a barrier because all else fails and shit hits the fan, we can run and hide in the bubble until they get bored.
Well, who's to say they get bored? Very
One thing
quickly.
to dispel magic.
You know what? Just pray they don't.
Oh, okay. So as we're all dying, I will pray to my god to say, hey, block a dispel magic for me. I just now
Can't
that you
you
said there's no
dispel a
magic.
dispel magic? Like, can't
No, I
you
can
use a
counterspell
counter?
it, but if I'm inside your bubble, I can't use magic.
No,
the
it's not that.
outside.
Yeah,
I would have to step out and fight this thing alone.
Or
Which I don't
what
really
you could do
mind.
is instead of relying on the magic to protect you, you could try to fortify a small area that's already
Do you
established.
know how
in a
long
way,
that's gonna take?
but not very long.
I
Okay.
have my father's sword.
Okay,
we'll kill
Mr.
it.
Giant Goliath man, we're all puny.
What?
Okay, Jacob can make me huge as shit, and I can do everything.
Puny.
Okay, making you huge as shit and having you bounce and flop and stomp around might draw the attention of the things we don't want to draw the attention of yet.
Oh yeah. If it's a guardian, it's gonna want to guard its land. Is that how it works?
Yeah, that's essentially it. The only reason the Guardian Naga attacked the boy in the story to begin with is because he and his family went out of their way to kill the Naga's children.
Why would you
yeah,
do something
I
like that?
guess. I
That's
get-
the only
yeah.
reason it attacked the family.
But what
That's
purpose
the
did they
same
have
reason-
to kill the itty bitty
Either way, I would like to
noodles?
have fallback plans that don't rely on solely
No,
your magic.
No, I get that.
I
Trust
know,
me, I
magic
don't like
scares
relying
you.
magic all the time either. Now,
Hold on. What was Eurydice? What were you saying?
Oh, I said, what would be the point of killing the itty bitty danger noodles?
humans are assholes and they seem to think everything in the world is worth being a trophy to hunt.
I mean, that
Is
is
it just
true, but,
humans,
I mean,
though?
They're also probably just as dangerous.
Except again, Guardian Nagas won't really fuck with people unless you give them a reason to fuck with you.
Okay, I'm beginning to assume Rogar is more human than anything.
That's all you know that I am.
Yeah. Yeah, he's
I mean,
very
you
human.
do turn into a fallen angel.
That's just a thing I can do.
So
This is a me and you thing. You should keep that alone.
you know what? Fine. Now, again, so what we'll do tomorrow, Eurydice and I will do the thing we need to do when we wake up. Then we'll all head out to the town together, gather information, look at the vendor stalls, see how many of them are sleazy, lying assholes, and how many of them are trying to, like, fuck you out of your coin purse. And gather as much information as physically possible about both possible cases before we make a decision, so that way we don't get royally fucked in the ass. Trust me, it's not pleasant.
Okay then.
All the fights we have done leading up to this point, we have only ever gone in half-assed, and generally every single time we've done that, something goes wrong. I would like to ensure this time it does not go wrong, because therefore we won't die. Sound good?
All right. Before I met you guys, my battles were much more successful.
Sound good? A lot of pre-gaming before we go to the actual party.
I can always just.
I'm
summon
sorry, I
you.
zoned out. What party are we going to?
Don't worry about it, Eurydice. Just keep looking cute.
I take offense to that.
I also take offense to that, and I don't know why.
You've had a long day. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
You did earlier look like you had a long day.
Speaking of which, Daydream, aka Lee,
Yes.
is kind of resting their head on your lap, and
I thought we were standing in the hallway.
I thought she had said she sat down at some point.
I don't remember.
That was when.
We have some odd.
That was just when you're
conversations in
meditating.
hallways.
Yeah.
Okay, well she's
But if Daydream
she's leaning up against you then.
if Daydream gives me an excuse, then I'm just gonna be like, Daydream needs to go to bed. It's bedtime. Good night. And she's just gonna go
I
into her
agree.
room.
Bedtime is definitely needed.
I-
Oh, Rogar, you'll be happy to know we kind of sort of defiled a church today. The Church of Palor, specifically.
I don't have a problem with the building. It's the people. Now, if you're going and killing the people, yes.
I'm
But,
just saying.
the building itself. I mean, my plans with the Palorian people is wipe them out and like reestablish
hey.
them.
I think I finally found Goddess? I can't say I finally found God because it's female.
Yeah.
You found a religion.
Yeah, I was
Yes.
like, you found a religion. That's very good. May Tenebris always guide your path. I have to go now.
Yeah,
I'm
I don't
pretty
know
sure
what the
just-
thing for saloon is.
What?
Okay.
Saloon?
From that role I did a long time ago, because I kind of know about Saloon. Would I remember anything about her symbol?
Well, you'd know her symbol is the full moon.
Oh, this is awkward. It's almost like mine.
It's
But
very
not
full.
black.
yeah. It's a full bright white moon.
So, you see my symbol, how it's a
Opposite?
blacked out. Yeah, perfectly. Yeah, you just want the opposite of this. That's very awkward. That yours is the
A
polar
little.
opposite of mine. But it's
Well, I
also
wouldn't
the
say polar
of Baylor.
opposite.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
what you would actually know about Saloon there, Rogar, is that while their holy symbols kind of look like they're polar opposites, these two, Tenebris and Saloon, aren't really opposites at all. They are actually both very much kind of like just on either side of the neutral line. Or actually, sorry, Tenebrous is kind of on the neutral line, sorry, and Saloon is actually kind of a mirror of Palor, but on the but not, it's not like opposite Palor. It's parallel to Palor in the same thing, but a different focus. Like Palor is focused on certain aspects of, the law, on justice, on light, whereas Saloon is focused more on things like the night, the moonlight, and hold on. You see, I don't have any of my notes here that I put together
that's
on
fine.
it. So, but they're very much there. And then, what would be opposite of Saloon and Palor is the Void.
Oh, that's definitely interesting. I relate all that information over.
Understandable. As far as I've gathered, Saloon kind of seems like a This is gonna sound so stereotypical, and I hate myself for it. The guiding light when it's pitch black and you have nowhere else to look towards.
So like the moon.
Yeah.
It's very weird that one of my things that I can do is turn the moon.
I call bullshit.
Oh no, that's actually true. That's one of my channel divinities. It's turn the moon. My character's built to kill anything, fight anything that's not normal. AKA, it's more based off were creatures. Any were creature gets scared.
Oh, okay, that makes more sense now.
Yeah.
I strike fear.
All right. So, do you guys all decide to kind of head to bed?
I still have to get Giselle to the horse.
Okay.
He's been slowly just holding.
Yeah, I'm slowly trying to walk away.
Okay.
Oh wait, is that who you're marrying?
Yes.
She's not with me.
Oh, I thought
She's
she was
still
with you.
working. Oh no.
Yeah. She's cleaning rooms.
Yeah. I have to give
You
her
need-
money.
Okay, I need to like properly meet her past, seeing her naked ass in your room.
Hmm.
So
Tomorrow.
I would like to properly meet her, because at this point you're the older brother I never wanted, so therefore I need to approve.
Wow, that's so offensive.
No, that's a good thing, because it means like I never wanted a brother, but I ended up with one because I didn't realize I
Oh,
needed
it
one.
just made it. Okay, I thought you were going with more along that you didn't need me.
No. It's in the sense of like I never wanted a brother, but now that I have one, I realize I need one. Make sense?
Yeah.
So I need to approve of her.
Okay.
You're gonna marry her regardless. Just let me fucking meet her.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, you can also go meet the horse from earlier.
When did you get a horse?
Before when I was walking away from you and Jacob, I conjured the horse. I thought we were all going together and you were gonna ride the horse. But then we all decided that I was gonna ride into the town alone, so I just went with the horse.
You summoned a horse?
Yeah, it's a celestial being, just in the shape of a horse.
Does it talk?
To me, yeah. It understands common. I made sure to imprint common onto it, not celestial.
I want to meet a talking horse.
Well, I mean, if you know how to have telepathy, then yeah, you can talk to it.
No.
Yeah, I can. It'll be like when Jacob talks to other things, and then he has to translate it for us. You'll just
You
hear
know
a
what?
lot
I
of.
think I'm just gonna take Yuri and pass the fuck out.
Yeah, the morning will be easier, and it won't be as confusing for everyone.
Okay. So, does everyone except Rogar start heading to bed?
Yes.
Yep.
Literally,
Yes.
4 out of the 5 go pass the fuck out.
Okay. Okay, so Rogar, you managed to run down to the stable area, and you see Giselle there.
Giselle, this is your horse. I'll speak telepathically, so I don't give it away that I don't know the horse's name. What's your name, real quick, sir, ma'am, they?
Nay?
The horse? Okay. Yeah. Says, my name is Lightning.
A celestial being named Lightning. Okay.
It is because I am a spark of joy.
Giselle, this is Lightning, your new steed. If anything should ever happen, a fire break out, bandits decide to attack the town, just top one Lightning, and I guess he'll get you out lightning quick. Are you lightning quick?
That I am.
Yeah, he'll get you out lightning quick. He's a war horse also.
Yep. And he's, he is a warhorse, so he's pretty darn big, and I mean he's an intimidating looking animal, but he kind of, takes some steps over towards Giselle, who just kind of looks up at him, says, "Boy, beautiful animal." Reaches up and just, pets him on the neck and everything. Promise I'll take good care of him while you're gone. But you best come back.
On my word, and tomorrow it'll be official.
Kinda like the sound of that.
I as well. Also, you
I
have
have
to
a
meet one
question.
of my friends.
Hold on.
No, quick question. Where is the window to their room and adjacent to the stables? The reason I ask is because I want Diana to open the window and stick her head out. She can't see them inside the stables, but she knows where the stables are, and just yell out, "I better meet her before you propose."
Well, the room, according to the way the hotel is built, the room that you are in, Diana, you guys, the rest of you are basically sharing a very big room that kind of has separate partitioned off bed areas and stuff. That's actually kind of at the what would you consider the back of the inn, because it takes up a large portion of it. The stables are actually on the left-hand side of the inn, off to the side.
So just yell really loud to make sure he hears her, because she knows how to project her voice.
Yeah, that's the person you'll be meeting tomorrow.
Coming from another room. Shut the fuck up!
You might meet him too. Now I see why lightning sounds like this. Just embarrassment all the time. Damn. Well, anyway.
Not embarrassment. I have
how you
just
can understand
a slow voice.
I'm most of that. Well, anyways, Gisela. Also, I can speak to the horse if night. Well, I almost said nightmare. That's the dog that shares a room with us. If lightning is within a mile, so if you ever need to flee the town, I'm pretty sure your mom, I think it was, Rogar would know what family member she has.
Yeah, it was her mother.
You can fit both of you on him, and you guys just ride to the next nearest town and find a wizard who knows the sending spell, and then they'll let me know, and then I'll come to you, and I'll bring an army.
She kind of smiles at that, and you can tell she's she's a little bit taken aback that, like, you kind of get the sense of she's thinking, this guy's got his own army. Oh my lord, this is impressive. She kind of, she's got, her eyes are, light. There's a light in her eyes, and she's kind of blushing a little bit, and she's like, wow, I really found someone cool here. And at the same time, as you're getting ready to leave the stables and head upstairs to bed, before you do, Lightning comes over and just he kind of, nudges you with his head a little bit
Yes.
and says, I promise I will take good care. She will be safe.
You're a valiant steed. I'm not gonna cry.
And you are a good lord.
I do have to get used to that soon. Coming for you fucking kings.
Okay. And he actually does like the horse bow, where like his head comes down and he like, stretches out his front legs, so he's kind of like bowing, and then comes back up. And you recognize that, I mean, he's giving you a gesture of respect for, the one who brought him here into existence.
Amazing. Yeah, and then I'll head upstairs. What?
All right. So you all get upstairs. You're going to bed, and Eurydice, right before you kind of, you and Diana rush to go and get some sleep. One of the last things you heard before heading to bed, because you were kind of tired, is Rogar say, may Tenebris be with you.
Sorry.
And that, for some reason, when he said that, you focused on his holy symbol of Tenebris that he had made. And that image stuck in your mind for just a second. And as you are laying down to sleep, in your mind's eye, you once again see the image of the old elven woman, like you're remembering your experience in this star field, and you're seeing this basically being of light that looks like an old elf woman. And around her neck there is a dark spot. That dark spot seems to be a chain with a symbol on it. And that symbol looks exactly like a dark moon. And you drift off to sleep.
Diana just over here like, I fucking told you!
And Zeroth, as you lay down to go to sleep, you lay the axe, kind of prop it up against the wall next to the bed, within easy arm's reach, in case there might be anything that needs to be chopped in the middle of the night.
Another gnome.
You never know what gnomes may come through the door. And as you're starting to drift off, you kind of catch a cold blue glow coming off of that axe. It just doesn't even seem real. But for a second, you hear a familiar voice. It just goes,
froze.
Then freeze for everyone else.
And it goes, I'm gonna kill you.
Dun dun dun.
Uh-oh, I have a disconnection.
So yeah, it glows and you
You
hear.
I'll voice it.
Yeah.
I will. kill
Wait.
Your
You know
brother's
what he
voice.
hears? You know what he hears, guys? Simba.
Remember who you are.
Yes.
Remember.
I think we
You'll
lost
never
him.
be as good as me.
Yeah, I think we lost him.
I mean, it happened right at the timer says three hours. So
Yeah.
it was kind of on point.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba.
I'll be nice. Well, thank you all for watching.
Yeah.
Our DM is gone.
He is
Uh,
frozen.
We
in
really hope you
time.
guys had a lot of fun.
Yeah. Check us
And-
out tomorrow for the collaborative
Yep, there he goes.
build. Wait. Oh. We were
Did we
gonna
get him
end
back?
it for you. We're being nice. You're
Oh, yeah,
back.
I hear him.
There we go.
Hello. Okay.
What did they hear?
What was the last thing you heard?
The last thing we heard was, and you hear a familiar voice, and it just went dead.
Ah. Okay. So, the last thing you heard was. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. The last thing you heard was a familiar voice that goes.
No, not creepy at all.
Still scrawny. And that's where we'll end for tonight.
You hear from your brother, and all he does is call you a bitch.
So I hope everyone had a fun time. Thank you, Hotel Internet, for cutting me off right at the end of the episode.
We're all waiting in anticipation.
I know. Oh. But no, thank you everyone for watching tonight. I hope you had fun. I know I had fun. I hope all the players had fun. And thankfully, next week we won't have Hotel Internet cutting off us at the end, and we'll be able to have all the fun stuff. So we hope to see you next week, 8 p.m. Eastern, on our Twitch channel here. And I will be getting out podcasts and YouTubes of the episodes that I have not been able to, so we'll get all that stuff taken care of and put up. And hope to see you guys tomorrow too for the Cloud Build stream. So, bye everyone.
Guys.